Yay, we did it. All right. Hey, guys. Welcome back to the Open Chess Anime Podcast. I am your host, the Anime Collector. Joining me today, as always, RHYS2753.
I'm eating dinner. Tonight I have chicken, rice, mixed vegetables, and stuffing.
Why don't you fancy? Also with us, FDDNM.
Also known as the Delayed Collector.
All right. And Dan is here, but I think he stepped away because my wife is at his house dropping off beer and picking up the dog so that he can stay with us the whole night because my wife loves the podcast so much and lets us do this without any fuss at all. So anyway, how you guys been?
Pretty good.
I'm definitely not stalling while I wait for the tabs to load that I didn't have ready.
I'm getting fuller by the minute.
That's a good state, I guess.
That's a good state to be in, yeah, for sure. Better than the state of California. The state of full. Okay. Chat, how you doing? Yes, I'm sorry, Greenline743. I hope my labor behind the scenes will be worth it when we get to that moment, which will be quite many hours from now. So, starting things off, allow me to remind you that this demonetized podcast is made possible by viewers like you.
And Greenline743.
Those who, yes, viewers like you who like and share and all of those things. I'm going to ask you to continue doing it, and I'm starting on the wrong tab here. There we go. Also, there's the Open Chess Anime Podcast Patreon, where you can be billed monthly to listen to us bitch about shit, or you can be billed almost never by funding the per video Anime Collector Patreon. We'll see how that goes.
Hey man, if we make those tier lists, maybe we'll start spitting them out like crazy. You never know.
Yeah, that seems like a good way to get content out there. Stuff you don't have to think about at all.
Exactly.
And then we've also got the Stealth Weeb to help fund the operation if you're interested in any of the various products. I have not yet changed this. This needs to change to Master Donut because Mr. Donut is in fact a real Japanese donut place. So this is gonna be funny when my cease and desist comes from Mr. Donut instead of like Toei or something. Anyway, so there you go. If you guys want to support us, that's the best way to do it. Otherwise, just liking, sharing, that helps. So getting started here, Japan is creating a tracking system for overseas travels for coronavirus prevention. This is the best image they could come up with for that, simply because there's a record graphic over it, I guess. It says here that, because you guys recalled in the last podcast, I talked about how they locked down travel till the end of January. It says here, it seems Japan is starting to grow desperate when it comes to containing the Chinese plague, as the government is apparently willing to sacrifice the privacy of overseas travelers by tracking them to prevent further spreading of the disease. The news was disclosed by a government official and I read this last night and made a mental note to myself that this sentence is structured wrong and I should not screw it up. But I've already failed you today, so go ahead and leave that dislike. So it says that it was disclosed by a government official and digital transformation minister Takuya Hirai, who ominously stated on TV that, quote, "there will be no point if we don't implement it. So you will not be allowed to enter the country unless you use it." God, haven't I read about this thing where you can't buy or sell unless you take the thingy? Damn.
The thingy?
Feels like a really appropriate movie we watched for this podcast that we'll be discussing next podcast because I didn't have a chance to rewatch it for reasons I'll discuss later. But yeah, remember, this is how Japan goes on lockdown. And then they vaccinate everybody and they get they turn into nanomachines or whatever the plot of Vexille was. Anyway, so
Next
you're right,
article
Clifford.
is
There's a
about
video on
how
it, but I don't remember the plot of Vexille.
next article will be about how Florida locks down its borders, so we will never
Bro.
see Augie again.
Yeah, I was gonna say that would be so funny. I hope Augie comes back with a bunch of alligator farm memorabilia.
Back from heaven or hell or purgatory, I guess.
That's right. I forgot this is his wake. Damn it! I just saved that. Hold on. Killing me here. Let me just. Oh, fuck. Okay, cool. Let me just open this in Photoshop.
Well, while you're opening that, Mike Glad
Let's
says,
talk.
Anime Collector is brought to you by viewers like you. Okay, wow, PBS.
Yeah.
So we're PBS apparently.
Yep. And Christopher Becker is asking, what do you guys think of the Moro arc in Dragon Ball Super? That's
I
great.
haven't seen Super yet.
That's a
So
question
here's the
for
thing
you.
about the Moro arc in Dragon Ball Super is that I only know the literally everything I know about it are the clickbait titles for the videos about it.
Is that a new
I don't
manga
know.
arc?
It's controversial, I guess. Is Dragon Ball Super ever going to come back on TV? Those are the other clickbait headlines I hear.
Is that a new manga arc? Moro arc? Okay.
Moro, yeah. Okay. That thing I was waiting on opening finally opened, so I can flatten this image. Since Reese and I weren't on the same page when we started the podcast today, this wasn't ready, and it's totally his fault and not my fault. This thing that we completely made for a different day. Hold on, it's coming, Reese. Prepare yourself. Any second now.
What are you want doing?
Just hold on.
The suspense is
It's-
killing
it's
me.
I thought,
saying-
you, I thought you were waiting for me to like the way you started saying that. I was like, oh wait,
No.
am I supposed to be
Okay,
doing
here it
something
comes.
now?
Here it comes. Oh.
There you go. There you go.
Okay.
There you go, Reese. Oh shit! The date still has the last. It was supposed to say next to that the Nashville Bomber.
Oh god.
That's.
Well, at least we won't get taken off.
Hold on, guys. I gotta take this call real quick. Hey, do pickups real quick.
Okay. Damn it.
What did you watch this last week?
Gotta open the old cam.
No, I finished watching Mob Psycho 100 season 2 like last night. I watched the second disc all yesterday.
And what's your verdict?
I don't know why. Like, you know how like you know something's like hard to watch, and you just kind of like put it off. Like the whole Reagan getting Me Too'd was like I kind of don't really want to watch that episode. But it was only I thought it was more than one episode, except like it was like happened and was resolved in one episode. And so like why did I stall on that? And then like all of the second disc was pretty much entirely like the claw attack, basically. That was a bit except for like the OVA episode.
Now, what do you think in terms of like what is it? You know how me and Dan were like had opposite opinions. How I was like, I like season 1 more because season 2, it's like he's gone to over 100% already. It's not, flashy or anything at this point.
Not cool
well,
anymore.
it's just Flash, I should say.
Yeah, I say
it's
I
like,
rank
okay,
them both.
you did it
evenly.
again.
I'm gonna rank them both
Okay.
evenly. So, yeah.
All right.
Other than that,
Mr.
I
Guy.
finished. Other than that, I finished watching Golden Kamuy season 3, which is still fantastic. I kind of wish
What
I
season?
had it.
Oh, Kamui.
Oh god, Golden Kamuy, yeah. I kind of wish I hadn't passed on buying season 1 when it was still in print, because you can't buy it anymore. Because I'm thinking about maybe I should have bought those. Even though season
My
1.
connection is not working. I can't hear Reese.
Oh, that's not good. Try resetting the router.
Oh my god, we're gonna leave Reese on his own, aren't we?
Is Dan here? Dan's probably not here. Can you hear me at FDDNM? Probably can't hear me. Alright, I'm going to try and carry this on. So anyway, going back on to Golden Kamuy, I kind of wish that I hadn't stalled and not bought it. And it's because
Oh yeah, it was limited edition only, if you can hear me in the future.
Yeah, because it was limited edition only. That's why I didn't want to buy it. And I absolutely loved season 3. I mean, it's just more. I mean, I forgot how much I loved this show. I mean, I wish I had, because I would definitely want to buy it when it comes out. But now I'll be stuck with the shitty re-release versions that don't have.
Here, you're gonna have to stall on your own. I'm gonna connect, disconnect, reconnect.
Right. So if I were to buy it, I'd have to be stuck with the shitty no slipcover Blu-ray only releases that will say anime classics at the top of it. I finished watching Akudama Drive, which was kind of weird, and it had a bitter tasting ending. And Ikebukuro Westgate Park I finished watching, and that was pretty good. It reminded me a lot of Durarara in the city connections kind of thing, and that was all right. I mean, it's an okay watch. I don't think I'm gonna buy any of these when they do come out. I mean, I would love to buy a Golden Kamuy just because of what I said earlier. Hold on. Let's see. I'm gonna read these comments here quick. Oh shit, Augie died on Christmas. The holiest day of the year for him. Damn. Yep. Anyone make New Year's resolutions? I do not. I have not. If any of you guys in the chat have any New Year's resolutions, please answer this one for Christopher. And then, would you say Ninja Scroll, the series, obviously from Discotheque, right now is worth watching. We did the watch club for this a couple weeks ago, actually. It was the episode titles How Far Can My Arm Reach or something like that. Hold on. By the way, number 1 Open Chest Anime Podcast number 126. You'd be surprised how far my arm can reach. We discussed the Ninja Scroll series. So, and the podcast before that, we discussed the movie. Now, my thoughts on the Ninja Scroll series is it was okay. I'm glad I watched it, but I'll probably never watch it again. It's definitely not as good as the movie, but it's not terrible. It was just kind of a mediocre watch. FDDNM, your devices are not connected. What's this? There we go. If you're completionist for Ninja Scroll, I would say definitely pick it up. But I mean, if you're just kind of passing, I kind of like the movie, then I would skip it. FDM, can you hear me?
You're breaking up on my end.
You're not breaking up on my end.
Okay, how about my video? Am I breaking up?
Move your hands. Open and close your hands. Move your hands together. No. Move like straight line. Clap. Yeah.
I'm back.
You're good. Hey, welcome back, Dan.
Oh. Okay. What'd I miss?
Not a whole lot.
He just leaving Reese free balling on his own.
What's this? Oh, you got your Emma Kickstarter. Nice.
This is the kick. Emma, a Victorian romance. This took, I guess, an eternity to get made. I forgot about it, but looks pretty good. And they threw in.
So I don't mean to interrupt you. I don't mean to interrupt you, but my segue will be ruined if I don't. Speaking of COVID, my boss just called me, and the guy that I work with has it, and his whole family has it, and my boss has a tickle, and thinks he might have it. So I'm not working tomorrow. So
great.
There you go. Go on with your Emma Kickstarter, which I also took the liberty to grab while I was answering the phone call, and I'm going to
should probably open mine.
Those numerous water bottles I had right before the podcast. All right, so keep going, FDM.
Is that art box like the Aniplex art boxes where it has like the cover on the left side of the spine instead of the right?
Okay, 5 minutes in the future, but this is a book that it came with. Nice quality, and it is full of blank pages. This is the stupidest thing I could have ever thought of. Because the moment you write in this, you get rid of the value.
Right.
So good job on that part. And I'll say that I was a complete cheapo, and I didn't buy part 2 because I think when Skip Beat came out, it was, or no, not Skip Beat, Aria, it was like negligible difference between the retail version after the fact and buying them all at once. So this time I'm just like, you know what, that's a lot of money to throw away at once. I'll just get part 2 later.
I think the standard edition.
And there you have it. You actually put this art book in the thing if you can. No, it doesn't fit. Don't try that at home, kids.
He's delayed so
It's all
bad you
for
can't
me.
even answer his question.
Back to the deck.
I was saying that I think the standard editions for Aria don't have interior artwork, which was the big difference.
Oh no, such a big difference. So, Putnam, if you can hear me and still have the option to put up your camera, did you buy? Reese, can you switch to me real quick? You're eating. I'll do it. I got it right here. Did yours come with this? Because mine came with this sexy, like manga page. Sorry, it's very steamy. So yeah, I'm just curious if you got one too, and if it's the exact same one.
I think he got the cheapo version, so I think you might have cheapo.
Yeah, I just opened mine, but I didn't get that. So you must have gotten a pretty high tier.
I buy the highest tier necessary to get the best perk of the actual Blu-ray. I don't give a shit about posters and stuff. They just give them to me because I spend more money to get
the manga panel, yeah.
Yeah, did you get the manga panel? Oh, there you go. So yeah, then the thing about this is that they are not shrink wrapped, which is a little irritating to me. Mine looks a little different than his actually. Maybe that's why, because I paid for the good stuff. Oh no, it's because I've got season 1 and season 2 in here. Or just part 1 and part 2. He was just talking about that, right? So there you go. It's a nice looking set, and it won't look horrible in the bookshelf next to. Trying to think about what it would be next to.
So would you say, Brad? Would you say the cover that's facing you is the front cover, or which side?
Yes.
Which side? That's the front.
I would
cover?
say that I would look at this as the front cover, but that's only because the series is titled Emma,
Well, yeah.
And I don't think either of these guys look like an Emma.
Okay.
So
So like it's like what I was trying to ask FDNM.
about the
It's
Aniplex
like
thing?
it's like the Aniplex sets that do it that way instead
Yeah.
of
So
like Funimation.
I also got the whatever the fuck this is.
The journal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
Look
got
at
that.
how kind of see whatever type of Azure Bluette or whatever that type of. Are you fucking serious? It's completely empty.
Yeah, that's what.
Like it's not a recreation of her journal.
I guess the
stranger
idea
in
is
my
that-
boudoir.
like what
Oh, look at
was
this.
saying, like the moment you use it, it loses its value.
Right, exactly. I got another one of these. And I got a couple of these. All right, so there you go. So these are all postcards and shit. Anyway, I'm going to put this back in here because I want to keep it nice. There's also a poster in here, but it's in a tube, but I'm not going to take it out. But I do have other pickups. That's the thing, guys.
Ooh.
I got another Kickstarter that came in today. Or not today, but like within the last podcast amount of time. Also, I'm going to have to talk to my wife in the near future and let her know about the whole COVID thing.
Oh.
Because the reason I'm not
Oh,
working...
Brad,
Nope.
I lied. I did get the manga page.
Oh, cool.
It's
Is it the
different
same
than
one?
yours. Here, I'll show
Oh,
you.
okay.
You want to switch over to me?
Yeah. Oh, yours is way better.
Yeah. There we go.
Is there a double-sided page
So what
or
was
just
your
one
question,
side?
Brad?
I don't think it. See what Dan's holding? Did you get that?
Yeah, it's the manga sheet.
Did you get one?
Yeah.
That's a nice one that Dan got. I think that was better than mine. Cool. All right. So,
Are they different images or?
yeah.
Oh, that's.
I
Fun.
got the same one.
You got the same one, what?
Is it double-sided or is it just one side?
Mine's just single-sided.
It's single-sided, yeah.
Mine's better than
Yeah.
Dan's.
Yours is pure black, my friend.
Is this the Netflix adaptation?
The Netflix adaptation of pickups.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so I got more pickups here. If you want to switch back to me while we wait
I'll
for.
put it back over to you.
It's amazing how bad his internet is, right? Like, it's criminal. It's a human right, internet, right?
No matter how much you pay for it.
Am I frozen still?
You are, and you don't even have an image coming in. So if you want to take a picture of it and send it to us, we can do it that way. Okay, so I also picked up, because it's dirt cheap now, the Media Blasters Blu-ray of Versus, because there is a color grading effect on the original that they didn't carry over to the Arrow Blu-ray that I showed you guys previously. And they said that they didn't carry it over because Ryuhei Kitamura, is that who? Yeah, Ryuhei Kitamura said that it was kind of a last-minute kind of thing that they threw on there, and he never was quite happy with it. Go ahead, Footnum, since we've got a 1 pixel wide feed of you. Oh my God! He goes to turn it around. He's out. He's completely
lost.
Okay, and then the other.
I pulled the poster out. If you want to.
Oh yeah, yeah. Let's see it.
Yeah, because I think somebody was asking.
I'm assuming those are the same. Oh, it's
Probably.
Constitution.
But it's like
perfect. That's not bad. Yeah.
Stupid thing.
Are you gonna frame it?
Yeah.
But yeah,
You
that's the
gonna frame
poster.
Reese wants to know if you're going to frame it.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Put it next to your picture of the president.
Picture of the president.
Yeah, no,
Okay, so
it's gonna go back in the tube.
the other thing I got. Blossom Detective Holmes, Part 1. And if it looks like it was printed on a home computer,
Because it was.
get out of here, you little boy. Thank you. If it looks like it was printed on a home computer printer, well, my friends, allow me to show you the beautiful disc art.
Oh, that was beautiful. Wow.
Beautiful, right? And then also,
Who released this?
allow me to show you the back of that disc
Oh, God.
that is clearly burned.
You say you bought a bootleg for the bootleg series.
It says BDR4X on it, too. I don't know if you guys can see that.
Oh, jeez.
It's right above where it says Part 1.
Mm.
See BDR4X. So yeah, I didn't know that they were going to do these as homemade Blu-rays, but at least they made the series.
Who released that, by the way?
Steve Zahn art, the art of Steve Zahn, the guy who made Avatar, Last Airbender guy. Remember? We covered that like a couple years ago. All right. Anyway, so do we have any more pickups we want to?
I do not have any pickups.
No.
Let's see.
My
Let me.
My next
Go ahead.
pickups are probably going to be in two weeks, maybe.
Mike Glad. Sorry, you guys may have already covered this, but Mike Glad says, "Oh shit, Augie died on Christmas, the holiest day of the year for him." Damn.
I did show. Yeah.
That's funny for two reasons. Number one, because of the nuns, and number two, because of his stupid Christmas tree tradition. Remember that?
Yeah.
Anyone make New Year's resolutions? Definitely not to be on time to the streams. Would you say Ninja Scroll series obviously from Discotheque right now is worth watching?
I
no.
kind of answered this already.
Yeah. Do you think Netflix can compete with Disney Plus with just their anime? I mean, Disney Plus doesn't have anime, do they?
No, they're gonna be getting the Star Wars anime, but that's it.
Yeah, and then they might also get that one that was like a Disney produced anime.
They might stream like the Marvel anime stuff at some point.
God, don't make me spit out my Dr. Pepper over that.
Why is it we're both drinking Dr. Pepper at the same time?
Because we're both fans. I hear you, but I kind of like you guys and collect anime. Watch it once if that's okay, but I buy it to collect. So yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say it's not worth owning it. I mean, let me put it this way: I own the old DVD from Bandai or whatever.
I bought I have the Discotheque Blu-ray.
I would like to buy the Discotheque Blu-ray just to have the super high-res version of the shot with the girl with bear arms.
Yeah.
This year I'm ditching most of geek culture. Too much crap going on. I'll also start my anime collection. Right on, bro.
But that
FDM is lagging badly. Well, that's a shame. No kidding. Damn. They're calling you out. Yeah, I heard Cheap question the steamy part right there for the what's the poster in the tube? We showed that off. Internet is taking a day off. Yeah, right. Bonus item in a tube. Well, I guess AC likes using tubes now. Okay.
Well, okay. So
I don't understand that.
Flashlight Chuck.
And we'll have
Hey, Weaburger. If you haven't, I suggest you watch last podcast because I had an entire bottle of Christian Brothers brandy eggnog on you. yeah. So, sup, chumps. All right, guy. Dr. Pepper, I'm having Coke. Well, get off my channel.
Coke is second best. At least it's better than Pepsi.
So while I'm here, and now that Dan's back and my wife has dropped off, I will be drinking Boulevard Brewing Company Berry Noir Sour Ale with mixed berries, a case of which Dan gave me when I was at his house the other day. It's actually quite good, and I will also be partaking from it in a glass rather than the can to not sacrilege the gift.
Yeah, I got the pumpkin ale. I put it in the refrigerator. I figure I'll leave it in there for a few more minutes and then I'll grab it.
It was refrigerated before I put it in the car,
Yeah.
but it's probably been 45 minutes to an hour.
Yeah, I mean it was still a little cold, but not.
Yeah.
I wanted to refrigerate it for a little while.
Well, now I get to taste it from the can. Dear God, it's a completely different flavor. It tastes like drinking wine from a can. Which I was just watching that episode of It's Always Sunny.
But sour wine.
It's very good, yes. All right, so back after the derailment, did we get through our pickups? I know that was kind of...
Oh, yeah.
Foodnam, come on.
What?
Are you done with your pickups?
Yeah, that was my only pickup.
Okay, cool. So is that a yes for everybody?
Yeah. Hey, Walmart has cucked me, so.
Have you seen? I was on the Donald the other day, and I saw the "Don't trust Walmart. Walmart is asshole," and it's the logo for Walmart with the guy spreading his cheeks like a shitty MS Paint one.
Yeah, I should have ordered it on Right Stuff, but I didn't.
I'm sure they'll come back in stock. I wouldn't worry about it. What about Mountain Dew or Sprite? Look, you could drink whatever you want, man.
I don't drink Mountain Dew, but I'll drink Sprite or 7-Up.
So Mountain Dew was originally designed to mix with whiskey.
Oh, really?
So it's all right by my book. Anyway,
that doesn't sound right. I mean, I guess I take that back because my dad drinks, the Squirt Pop. It's called Squirt. It's
I know
called
what you're talking about.
Like, Ruby Red Squirt. He makes whiskey sour with that, and
dude,
I guess Mountain Dew kind of does have that kind of sour taste. I guess. Like,
well, the thing about Mountain Dew is I think it's the soda with the most caffeine, other than Surge or whatever. I remember we had this conversation before, and Augie said,
where RHYS is from, it's the pop with the most caffeine.
Okay, well, this is a conversation that I don't want to get derailed onto. All right, so let's get back to this real quick. So Hirai clarified the Japanese government yearns to have this foreign traveler monitoring system ready by the next Tokyo Olympics, which are currently set for the summer of 2021. News of this monitoring system was revealed a mere day after it was decided foreigners would be denied access into Japan due to the increasing count of coronavirus cases in the country. Global positioning system technology will apparently be used in this system, though a more thorough explanation was not provided. Seriously. Could I have picked a better fucking podcast to cover this on? Like, this is literally the plot of Vexille. Like, all right.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, kind of.
Okay. TMZ, guys. Logan Paul's being sued over the Hanging Man video.
The Suicide Forest.
Isn't that like... Yes, that's like, what, 2 years old? 3 years old now?
Yeah. So I've got highlights just so we can
Yeah, but why is he being sued now?
Well, here's why. Plainless Pictures just filed a suit against the YouTuber, claiming they inked a deal with him in 2016 to make a movie, starring Logan as a fictionalized version of himself called Airplane Mode, which was supposed to be a spoof on modern-day trendsetters like the Paul brothers and other social media folks. Google inked a $3 million licensing deal with them for the movie, meaning that Google said, hey, here's $3 million so that we can put this movie on YouTube, right? But they claim that it all came crashing down when Logan foolishly filmed himself in the Suicide Forest. They say his boneheaded move completely destroyed the movie deal. Plainless alleges that Logan deliberately posted the suicide video knowing it would kill their deal, but he did it anyway. So
well, why'd you kill the deal?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, did the movie ever get made? I would have figured that they would have backed out of making the movie altogether, but
didn't he get a movie called The Thinning?
I don't know. But oh my God. I'm hoping that person is wearing pants in that thing I just scrolled up on. I'm sure they are. Thank you, YouTube. But all right. So one quick question here. How about, hi, welcome to Walmart. Get your crap and get out. Also, I hate Walmart for removing their CD section. Okay, hold on. Question: do you know why, or if there's a reason City Hunter from Discotheque is not dubbed? It's just sub season 1, part 1 and 2 Blu-ray.
Because it never got a dub, and Discotheque.
It never got a dub. Yeah, so they're not invested in dubbing the show. Were invested in dubbing the movie. If the show got a ton of support, they would probably go back and dub it, but it would need a ton of support, right? Like everybody would need to be buying it up. And it's a great series, don't get me wrong. But I will say this, as far as I'm concerned, I think that it's worth it to watch the series in Japanese because of the terminology, the mokori, and all that stuff. I think it is a better watch in Japanese. I'll just say that. In fact, I've watched all of it so far that I've watched in Japanese, largely only because there isn't a dub for the series. And I don't want to switch when I get to the movies, of which I think all but one of them are dubbed, I think. I'd rather just watch the whole thing in Japanese. Anyway.
I thought they only dubbed the one movie that Disco got.
No. ADV had dubbed the movies back in the day. See, dubbing an entire series, especially a series as long as City Hunter, is a big risk if you don't know that it's going to be a major success and a big seller for you. God damn it, this beer. especially a series that is long, right? That nobody in the West knows about yet, right? Like Naruto, yeah, we're going to dub that because we're going to put it on Toonami. City Hunter, not so much. You know what I mean? Like, that's not going to go on TV. Maybe on Adult Swim, but even still, I just don't see it like getting a huge following because it's not Cowboy Bebop. You know, I mean, it's a good show. Don't get me wrong. It's a great show. Really awesome music, awesome storylines, fun, adventure to have. But it's just not. It's not those other series. And again, Cowboy Bebop, 26 episodes, easy. Like, you can do that. You don't need to go forever with that. You know what I mean? So anyway, so that's why they didn't dub it, because it cost a ton of money to dub a series, especially one that long, and they don't have the guaranteed return on their investment. So they're playing it safe because they're a smaller company. Anyway, so I thought this was a fun follow-up. Lack of otaku blood from canceled Comiket is contributing to a donation shortage in Japan. In a normal year, right now, anime fans would just be emptying their wallets. I'm sorry. In a normal year, right now, anime fans wouldn't just be emptying their wallets. They'd be filling up blood vials too. Twice a year, massive crowds gather at Tokyo's Big Sight Convention Center for Comiket, Japan's largest gathering of doujinshi comic creators. Otaku are so eager to be first in line to drop wads of cash on their favorite artists' newest works that their mad dash from the station gates to the doors of Big Sight has become an event in itself. At least that's what happens in a normal year. The coronavirus pandemic caused the planned May 2020 Comiket to be canceled outright, and the customary December iteration to be pushed back until May of 2021.
Cancel culture came for Comiket.
That means there was no Comiket flow of otaku cash this year, and also no flow of Comiket otaku blood. Yeah, actually, we've been seeing that in the States. It's funny because the places that have refused the lockdowns the most are the places that rely on tourism, because they're hurting way worse than the other places, because they're not getting that influx of cash, so they have to keep going at least with something else, to keep themselves afloat. But see, for the past several years, the Japanese Red Cross Society has held a blood drive at Comiket, and the otaku community has been remarkably generous with its hemoglobin. The Red Cross usually sweetens the deal by giving donors an exclusive anime character poster for their cooperation, and the response has been so positive that about 1,500 otaku make a standard-sized 400mm or 13.5-ounce donation each Comiket, with organizers dispatching some 30 mobile blood donation buses to Big Sight. Big Sight is the convention center. A Japanese blood donation. So here's a picture of a donation bus. It's kind of funny to me that it's literally an actual bus with like like the the open and closing bus doors and stuff. But no Comiket means no Comiket blood drive, and that's especially unfortunate since right now Japan needs blood donations. But why though? Why does Japan need so much blood? In a normal year, blood donation buses and other blood drives are actually a pretty common sight in downtown Tokyo, often with signs posted letting passersby know what blood types medical facilities are especially in need of. However, that's why in every single goddamn video game, what do you call them, guidebooks and stuff, they always list the character's name, age, measurements, and blood type. I lost my spot.
Oh, we lost FDDNM again.
There he goes. In a normal year, letting passersby know what blood types medical facilities are especially in need of. However, when the pandemic started picking up momentum in the spring, many people began working or attending classes online from home. At the same time, caution against large gatherings prompted the Red Cross to cancel many of its blood drives in Tokyo and its surrounding prefectures. The combined result is that between April and November, the Red Cross fell far below its target in blood donations for the Tokyo I think they mean in blood donations for Tokyo and the prefectures of Kanagawa, Saitama, and Chiba, collecting roughly 45,700 fewer 400 millimeter donations than it was aiming for, and causing its transition reserves to dip into the 80%, to 80% of their ideal levels. While they wouldn't have made up the deficit all on their own, 1,500 Comiket blood donors would have been a significant contribution. But the thing is that they wouldn't have gotten 1,500 because they're limiting the guests to only like 10,000 as opposed to the 100,000 that are usually there, right? It's like you can only go if you promise to give blood. Got all that COVID blood going in there. Ooh, this is going to be bad. There's still a special opportunity for conscientious otaku to help out this New Year's season, though. Between December 30th and January 31st, the Red Cross will be rewarding 400 milliliter donors at its permanent blood donation centers with a poster set featuring virtual YouTuber Kanata Amane and Bang Dream Band are going to... See, these aren't even rewards. All right, so that was there you go. That was a lot less thrilling than I thought it would be. Now, into streaming news, I'll just run through these quickly. Countdown to Midnight with Gundam New Year special featuring life-size Gundam. So they're doing a on the Gundam channel. They are basically just marathoning a bunch of Gundam. But I was kind of thinking about how kind of cool it would be to live in a place like Japan, where like imagine going to an event with a giant ass robot instead of just like, oh look, a fireworks show. It's like no. This one, the robot like launches them out of his fingers or whatever, Continuing, Konosuba Legend of the Crimson film has the English dub hitting Crunchyroll on January 1st. That's today. You guys can now watch the dub with all these people. Oh no, Erica Mendez. Just kidding. Just kidding. She voices Mineta, I believe. That was a joke. All right. ReZero Director's Cut and OVA English dubs go live on Crunchyroll as well.
Yep.
Mamoru Oshii's new anime, Vlad Love, is to start streaming in Japan on February 14th, 2021. But the first episode is already on YouTube with English subtitles. So you guys can check that out. And again, this is the first like series that Oshii's doing in a long time, if ever. Has he ever done an actual series? Pat Labor.
This is the Yuri Vampire one, right?
Yeah, the Lolly Vampire one. Yeah. Anyway, so it should be good. Weathering with You has a newly edited special edition movie for its first terrestrial broadcast.
I think EDU's ending, like ending movie.
Sorry, special ending movie. You're right. It is. That's from what it's about to say. Yes. A special 1-minute ending movie will be aired after the credits of the film. The clip is supervised by the director Shinkai himself and can only be seen in this broadcast. The word weather means not only weather, but also to weather a storm or difficulty. So the film's title, Weathering with You, implies the feeling of, quote, I want to overcome severe weather and difficulties together with you. In order to give form to the message of the title, a special ending movie project was launched. In addition, this special movie has a first ever attempt. With the words Weathering with You, the corporate logos of all the sponsors of the broadcast will come together to send out the message, let's overcome these difficult times together. We're all in this together.
Your corporate overlords care about you.
Did you not know that Weathering with You meant that, AC?
Of course I knew that. But I didn't know that I was supposed to give a damn about what my corporate overlords thought on how they were going to get through. We're all in this together as we continue to get paid and you are locked at home. We're all in this together as the bank leverages your house and the companies keep getting more money.
The Queen says we're all in this together right next to our golden piano.
Yeah.
Have you addressed this question from Mike Glad about
Yes, I did. Thank you for pointing it out, but I did, yes.
Okay.
It's a great movie. Okay, continuing here. So I will say this real quick since I didn't address it yet. So remember I talked about shaving this shit off. I started with my beard, trimming it up, and the beard trimmer just died in my hand. So luckily I didn't and then have it die, right? Because that would have been a disaster, right? But I also, while I was going through storage and stuff, I found my glasses, and they seem like they're going to help a lot on these articles, even though last time I put them on, everything got fuzzier. Do I look smarter? They feel like they're on my face crooked.
Yes.
All right, so I'm just gonna old man my way like
it makes your head look bigger, like you have a bigger brain.
Oh, good. that definitely won't be the thumbnail. All right, so when was our last podcast? It was on the 27th, wasn't it? That's right. It was on the 27th. So that day, Demon Slayer. No, I'm sorry. That day, the article that we're about to read was written.
Like maybe half an hour after we finish.
Yeah. Demon Slayer Mugen Train dethrones Spirited Away to become the #1 film in Japan of all time. After being widely predicted to take the top spot from Studio Ghibli classic film Spirited Away, Demon Slayer finally did so on Saturday, December 26th. Holy shit, these glasses are helping so much. Mugen Train has so far made 32,478,895,850 yen at the Japanese box office. On the worldwide top anime film charts, Demon Slayer is still behind Spirited Away and Your Name. Hold on. Oh yeah, those are the worldwide. So the worldwide charts, yes, it's behind. So it's currently at 32 billion. I'm sorry. It's currently at 313 million US dollars. And Spirited Away and Your Name are at 355 million and 358 million US dollars. So yes, it's
got a little ways to go, but
it's got a ways to go. But the important thing to recognize about this is that it got to 313 million in Japan alone.
That's not it. Has it been opened up in China yet?
No. I don't know. Remember because they delayed its release because of the kerfuffle with Monster Hunter.
Ooh.
Right? So this hasn't even come out for like a worldwide release yet.
Overseas, yeah. Oh wow. And it's probably gonna make it's probably gonna outdo Dragon Ball Z or Super or whatever the highest one for over here.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, this I kind of look at this as subscribe to PewDiePie, right? Like dethrone Spirited Away, make Miyazaki come out of retirement again. So anyway, yeah, I think it could do it. And then I got a couple more takes on it that I thought were kind of interesting. So there's another one here.
Of course, you'd think your own take is interesting.
Well, this is a take from Sword News 24.
You said you
need to
takes.
adjust your glasses when you say take my own take. You need to adjust your glasses when you say that. When I say
anime
my own
style.
When you say
I
my own
that
take,
right into my eye. Professor AC. Okay, well, thank you for cucking me out of that. So Mugen Train breaking the record is such a big development in the Japanese entertainment world that broadcaster Fuji TV broke the news. Fucking hell. See, this is why you load your articles ahead of time. Why you don't delay the podcast and then right before you finally are about to start it realize, oh shit, I didn't open any of the tabs. Okay, well, I'll just do this. So the point is that, God damn it. You think I'd be better at this by now. I have my off days. Hey, it's New Year's. I was up late. Oh, this is just wonderful. Okay, so Mugen Train breaking the record is such a big development in the Japanese entertainment world that broadcaster Fuji TV broke the news with a special bulletin text message at the top of the screen during an unrelated program, as shown here. It loaded just perfect timing. Yeah, so on, it just had a little banner thing saying, "Hey, Demon Slayer overtakes, whatever."
How weird would it be to have that happen during a rerun of an episode of I Live with Lucy or I Love Lucy?
I Love Lucy.
Yeah,
you're watching I Love Lucy, and the bulletin comes up. They're making another Brady Bunch movie, something like that comes up. So also, though no official statistics have been released, odds are that Mugen Train owes a larger chunk of its success to superfans watching it multiple times than Spirited Away does, right? A Twitter user offers their congratulations on Mugen Train's record while tweeting a photo of 20 tickets of the movie.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So this is also all the swag he got for going. 2 keychains, 2 mangas,
that's
2
why.
postcards.
All right,
of course.
We got a super chat from.
When are we doing, Demon Slayer? You'd like to join? Boy, I would love for you to join. So we're just waiting until the Funimation
standard edition.
The standard edition for part 2 comes out.
That comes out on the 19th. So the next podcast after that day is the day we'll be covering part 1.
Part 1, yeah. So towards the end of this month is when probably the last 2 podcasts of January is when we'll be covering that. Although I realize now that we our previous plans with Wolf Children kind of throw this off a little bit, don't they? No, they don't, because we're starting on the 1st. So it's going to be let's say the 8th and then the 15th. Yeah, it'll work. It'll work out. It works out perfectly.
It'll be tight, but yeah.
No, it actually works out perfectly.
Isn't that how we like it on the
Vexille in a
podcast?
week on roughly the 8th, and then
I
after
thought you
that,
said you were working on the 8th.
I'm saying roughly the 8th, 7 days from now.
Yeah.
Right. Also, I don't know if I'm working at all now because of the whole fiasco with everybody in my job having COVID. So
COVID strikes again.
You might have to be working the entire shift alone.
That's another alternative, but the truck is going to be riddled with COVID. So okay. Mike Glass says, okay, I hear you. I do understand where you are, but for me, I can read, but not very fast. So I have to pause whatever movie / series over and over just so I can understand what's going on / happening. That is completely normal. I do that too. On one episode for me, 22 minutes, takes about 45 minutes. So Fist of the North Star was a bitch to watch and complete. Yep. I've been there. Been there, friend. You will speed up over time, but yeah. Wow, Reese, you live with Lucy.
I'm losing my
Reese
sanity because I
Ricardo.
fucking hate the way she sounds. Yes.
Reese Ricardo. I like that.
I'm glad she's dead by now. No. I hated that show. God.
All right, so one more here. Kimetsu no Yaiba takes down Spirited Away and becomes highest-selling movie. One of the few categories Mugen Train has not dethroned Spirited Away in is the number of sold tickets.
Ooh.
Spirited Away has sold a total of 24.28 million, and Mugen Train is only at 24.049 million, so it's not that far off.
Wow, that's like, what, next week we'll have that number?
Yep, that's why I'm covering it now. Now, in addition, though, we've got some other interesting stuff here. Demon Slayer has extended its number one run to 11 straight weeks. So it was 10 weeks before, right? And that was like, wow, this is the first
11,
show.
11 comes after 10, yes.
Yeah. But I'm saying it. We covered this last podcast, and it was exciting because it's like, wow, 10 weeks. This is the first movie to do that since like this other important movie.
Howl's Moving Castle and Your Name.
Yeah. So now, it's gone to 11 weeks, which is actually like even significantly more prestigious to be able to hold the number one spot. However, when you're doing this during COVID time and there's not a lot of competition,
right?
I love this though. Weirburger says the Lucy stands are gonna take you on after that one.
Oh yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah.
Come
I'm
and
sure
get
most.
me.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't expect that most Lucy stands are actually
able-bodied and active.
Yeah, I was gonna say are walking on their own 2 feet, like thinking like Reese, push him over, take his cane, Okay, so in its 11th week, Demon Slayer made an impressive 907,618,200 yen. So that's just in the 11th week, right? And it did that on 575,640 admissions, right? Mm-hmm. Now, the 23rd Pocket Monster / Pokemon movie, Pokemon Coco or Pokemon Secrets of the Jungle, made its second place debut with 276 million yen, right? So look, 907 million, 276 million. Like it's 3 times higher.
Yeah.
Than the second place in its 11th week. And this is the opening like weekend or whatever.
And
but then again, it is Christmas Eve.
And this is the movie that they're revealing stuff about Asher's dad.
Oh, actually, no. Well, yes. Yeah, but like, they don't show his dad. They just get nostalgic about him for a second.
More draw than your typical Pokemon movie, just because of that.
But think about it also. It's also like Christmas time, so people were seeing the movie in theaters only if they are the type of family that goes to theaters during Christmas, which not everybody is. Yeah. Weirburger says, all bones and skin, you can take them, referring to the Lucy stands.
Yeah.
Okay, so, and again,
I'll just have to sneeze at him.
That was 234,000 admissions for Pokemon. You know how Reese is going to defeat them? All he's going to do, he's going to stand there. There's going to be 12 Lucy stands in front of him, and he's just going to take off his mask and start coughing.
They weren't scared about me with the mask on, so I took it off.
Nobody cared who I was until I took off the mask.
That's what I was trying to go for, but I forgot how it went.
Minnie Moon falls in love in the newest trailer for the Sailor Moon Eternal anime film. I was a little bit reaching for articles this podcast.
Reaching?
Watching Studio Ghibli's first ever all CG anime was weird in weird ways. So this is a review of Earwig and the Witch. which I'm not going to actually read. I just wanted to bring it up. It's like, oh yeah, Earwig and the Witch has come out in Japan, and there's an English dubbed trailer that you can watch for G Kids. So anyway, it looks pretty dang good. I watched the trailer and it's like I'm surprised. The movement looks real fluid and good. I'm kind of looking forward to checking it out when it comes to theaters out here. Inevitably. Also, Gloomy the Naughty Grizzly is going to be premiering in April 2021.
Is that
a Pedo Bear's like emo cousin or something?
what? Is that like? Do we have a trailer for this yet or not?
I think we do actually. Yeah.
Oh. I'm just. Is it?
I'm just gonna.
It looks like a slideshow.
Yeah, there's no actual animation.
If it looks like this, I'm gonna have to pass on that because that looks like shit. I'm sorry.
Good God.
William Berger says they'll melt like the end of Raiders of the Lost Ark when you take off your mask. Mike Glad says, agree, LOL. I don't know if that was in reference to it looking like shit. So there's a new anime called Cheat Pharmacist's Slow Life. Let's build a drugstore in another world.
Oh man, this guy thing's
that looks cute.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So
which one's the pharmacist?
Probably this guy.
Oh yeah, probably.
So here's the synopsis for the novel, and here's the novel's first and fourth volume covers. Reiji, who is tired of living as a corporate slave, suddenly realizes that he's been reincarnated into another world. He acquires the skill of creating medicine, which disappoints him because it's not a combat skill. However, the potions he makes with the skill quickly become popular, and he decided to open a drugstore with the money he earned. He enjoys a slow life, using his medicine creating skill to fulfill the requests of the rare customers who come visit his store. This is a heartwarming fantasy about an ordinary young man who used to be a company employee, but now lives in a country town in another world.
Wait,
I like the idea of him just becoming like the Jeff Bezos of another world.
Yeah, but
being a corporate slave.
It doesn't make sense. They said that his stuff becomes popular, but then people rarely buy his.
Yeah, the
his
rare
store?
Customers. Yeah,
I think it was
more like for free. Customers with rare problems, but I don't know. I mean, I'll watch it. There's an adorable lolly and a cast of other lollies.
We'll have to clip that part where he says there's an adorable lolly, and then yeah.
Famous last words.
Yeah, I'll get canceled over acknowledging the adorableness of something.
Exactly.
Because see, I always say this. Like, that's the thing that really scares me. You know, we always talk about like this is a racist dog whistle. It's like that's kind of weird that you're the one hearing it. Then, yeah, like, right? So, referring to pedantic romantic saying that Goblin Slayer was a anti-Semite dog whistle because the goblins represent Jews. And I was like, that's weird that you can hear it. But regarding the whole lolly thing, it's like it's alarming to me that when people say, "Oh, that character's adorable," they're thinking, "I want to fuck that character." You know, like no, those aren't the same thing. Fuck yeah, we got a new place to buy drugs. Yes.
I mean, like, platelets are fucking adorable, but I don't want to fuck a platelet. Come on.
Well, yeah, that's my whole entire point. But the people who want to cancel you over that's where their mind goes. Anyway, so musical theater manga Kageki Shoujo is making its way to an anime. So I hope you're into musical theater. Now, I'll say this, though. I joke about that, but Kaleido Star was pretty fucking grand. So if this is even 1/10 of Kaleido Star, it'd be good. Continuing. 1 hour Doraemon New Year special goes to the altar and outer space.
With extra bath scenes.
Yeah. So basically what it's doing is it's promoting movies that are coming out, right?
It's promoting the newest movies, like even the 3D CG ones.
Yeah. So I guess there's a sequel to Stand By Me Doraemon, right? That's coming out. So we're getting another one of those, which I said in my first impressions for Lupin the Third, the first. My friend who saw it with me asked me if I wanted to see them do more of these, and I said, I wouldn't be opposed to it, but I'm kind of more interested in seeing what the company does next, right? Because they did Doraemon, they did Dragon Quest, they did Lupin. I was kind of hoping that they would continue to do more franchises in that super hyper real 3D style. But I guess they're going back to Doraemon, which is not terrible. We never got it over here though. But so they have this short. They find it's the first of the two specials is titled Blockbuster Tokusatsu Movie Space Daimajin. In it, Nobita and his friends use Doraemon's new Easy Tokusatsu camera to make their own sci-fi action film. But it's not long before Gian butts in and makes a mess. The special is inspired by the upcoming Doraemon film Nobita's Little Star Wars. So, yep, there you go. And then the other one is for Stand By Me Doraemon, where apparently he's getting married. Mm-hmm. And he gets cold feet and doesn't go through with his own wedding. There you go. Zombieland Saga Season 2 is going to be coming out in April.
Did you see the live action commercial for this, for the announcement?
No, I didn't.
Where they had Mamoru Miyano dress up like the manager guy. It looks so weird. Like
Mamoru
Miyano, the voice actor for the guy.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't see it. I haven't watched any of Zombieland Saga.
I haven't either. But I mean, he like if you can't see his eyes, you don't know he's Japanese. It's so weird.
Oh no, you can't tell he's Japanese. Oh
no, you just weird. I don't know what
you're saying. You can't tell if someone's Japanese unless you see their squinty eye.
Just the way, like not hearing him, just the way he looked, and when he was looked like he was cosplaying that character. But I don't know. It's
really discomforting when I don't know the race of who I'm looking at.
You know what I'm trying. I hope you know what I'm trying to say, but I mean,
I got you. It
just looks so weird.
So, in other news, World Witches Hashin Shimasu promising partial nudity, apparently.
Oh,
promising.
I don't know where they got that from, other than perhaps the almost nudity that's in
Strike Witches,
the thing.
This is like the opposite of that other witch show that came out. That other witch show that's like, we said no panty shots or whatever.
Yeah, with the licking.
Oh, you mean that?
That's why it's basically promising panty shots or whatever.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is freaking Strike Witches where they don't have pants.
Yeah. Wait, wasn't there? There was nudity in Strike Witches, wasn't there?
There was.
Yeah.
So this one says, again, this is just Sankaku Complex just made up an excuse to put a bunch of screenshots on here and make an article. It says partial nudity and girl-on-girl sauciness also being highly suggested and surely welcomed by watchers. So there you go. Continuing.
Did we not go live on Facebook?
I don't know.
Hey, Brad, I'm gonna be right back.
Sure.
I'll go get.
I think we did. Okay. Yeah. Did you just make it go live? Because we're gonna go live right in the middle of it, like total idiots.
I don't know. Whatever. I just clicked the thing just to get the.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, I clicked it away and then it changed to a check. I don't know. Because that's why I told you to move it to an hour ahead and then go live. Yeah, so I think it worked. I think that it was just that we had the error message popped up before we did that, and the error message just didn't get discarded or whatever. Anyway, Non Biori which I finally confirmed that it's pronounced non Biori because I can see it written right here.
You confirmed that like years ago. And
no, I said every time I hear people say it, they say non Biori. But I always think it's probably non Biori, and it is.
I'm going to go non just because.
I like how so in Japanese, the symbol for no, right? This is no, and this is the symbol for n. So non. They use the symbol for no as eyes sometimes, like they're doing it right here. And I like how the English writing becomes the mouth of the happy face. Uh-huh. You know? Yeah, Weirburger says Doraemon gets cucked. It's actually Nobita, but yes, Nobita gets cucked. So how in the hell is Gloomy the Naughty Grizzly going to work in the U.S. with censorship the way it is here, and the hierarchy do not understand anime as a drawing? Because it's not going to go on TV. It'll just go into. It'll just go straight into DVD or whatever if it comes out over here.
Crunchyroll.
Yeah, or Crunchyroll.
Or
we'll circumvent the weirdos who say this isn't for children. Anyway, so yeah, this is just a reminder that non Biori non-stop or goddamn
non-stop.
Yeah, I was gonna say. It is non-stop. Non sutopu. So now I don't know. Maybe it is supposed to be pronounced non. Anyway, the joke is that non-stop. It's the manga ended, right? Like that's what we covered last podcast or whatever. Anyway, continuing. So Kyoku Shinka Full Dive, comically inconvenient VR RPG anime. So I was reading about this. It says here that it's a new anime about a VR RPG. It says here, hilarity ensues in this upcoming new series, Kyoku Shita, whatever the English title is.
Shita Full Dive RPG. Oh my god, it just goes on forever. As a virtual reality RPG, once again serves as the show setting. Though the main draw to the series might perhaps be the RPG's overly realistic qualities that often inconvenience the player. So basically, imagine... So they said that... Let's see. I think there's a...
What's this one?
Fuck, man. You know, Sankaku Complex never puts the English title. It's called Kyoku Shinka.
Those are some big juggernauts.
Shinka Shita Full Dive RPG ga Genjitsu Yorimo Kusoge Datara. So basically, stuff that happens in real life is extra inconvenient when you have to also do it in a video game. So imagine your character has to stop to take a leak every once in a while or whatever. So it says here, where's the thing? Oh my god, there's so many images.
Hey there.
Etna. I think you left your clothes in the wash. Okay, so here's the summary of the plot. In an unexpected turn of events, dull high school student Hiro Yuki. Okay. I couldn't get past the Gundam Wing sounding name there. Hiro Yuki obtains the full dive role-playing game Kiwame Quest. Created by the best of technology, the game claims to take, quote, reality to its extremes. From stunning graphics, NPCs' behavior, to the scent of vegetation, and even the sensation of wind brushing against the skin. Everything was the result of an ultimate workmanship. Except the game is a little too realistic and messy to clear. Kiwame Quest features over 10 quadrillion flags and reflects the player's real-life physical abilities in the game. Being hit in the game also hurts in real life, and slash wounds take days to heal. The only reward here is the sense of accomplishment. Conquer the most stressful game in history that can't be played casually. So let me put it this way. So imagine that you're playing an RPG And you know, like when your inventory in a video game just goes on forever, like you could just, it's in my rucksack. Let me dig through it. You know, imagine that you can only actually carry like 7 items tops. You know, or like if you carry all the other items, like it weighs you down so significantly that you just can't like walk, or like just stupid observations like that are probably gonna be what the fuck. Are you trying to make me the big guy?
No, I was trying to do that one.
Okay.
Listen here, big guy.
10% for the big guy.
So, I'm trying to click to have you be the big one, but
yeah. So
sure.
Yeah. So I just imagine all the random crap in a video game taken to the extreme like that. Like, I don't know, like you go to slash the enemy, but he's standing up against the rock, so you also hit the rock, and it just breaks your sword. You know, like anyway, I think it could be a funny show. So continuing, Fate Grand Carnival Sambas into a 2-part OVA for 2021. So that's the thing. So Black Lagoon is having an important announcement in the April 2021 issue of Sunday GX Magazine.
Is it going to resume its publishing? Because don't they take frequent hiatuses?
Yes.
I think it's still published.
Yeah. So
it's probably
it'll be interesting.
It's probably going to be a pachinko machine.
a pachinko machine?
A pachinko
yeah,
machine.
probably a pachinko or something of that nature.
Yeah.
Definitely not. Are pachinko parlors even still a thing during COVID?
Who knows?
Yeah, I think that it is in hiatus though. Like, I think was it last year? They had they concluded their arc, and then it's been on hiatus ever since.
I think we talked about it previously that it just constantly is going on hiatus. The series. Anyway, so we'll know more about that in April, right?
I guess. Hey, maybe they're doing another series.
Maybe they'll take a double hiatus.
And
or they're just ending it. It's like
that's more likely because there's not
indefinite hiatus.
There's not enough material for another season because there's only 2 volumes out so far after whatever Roberta's Blood Trail ended.
It's been years.
Yeah.
Okay, so so Japan is getting a pole dancing manga.
Cool.
Well then,
I've got no issues with that.
Yeah.
I guess we're going to be watching this for fan service February
and research
in 2022.
I mean, I've never really thought pole dances were erotic. And this looks like it's not going to convince me otherwise.
And do you think it's going to be one of those female empowerment series?
Oh yeah, that's what I was going to say. Maybe. Is it going to just be like what it's like for the dancer versus the?
It's like a really admirable sport.
Yeah, I don't
That'd
know.
Be really funny. What if they made an anime or a manga?
It'd be like with the way Japan's going. It could go either way. To be honest.
What if they made a manga or an anime about American beauty pageant contestants?
God.
That'd be actually pretty funny, don't you think? Like they have to compete on, like what was that ridiculous quote from the girl about the terrorists? Anyway,
what?
You know what I'm talking about.
It's like the final arc we get it on TLC.
Yeah. Christopher Barker wants to know how his Pokemon journeys. You have to ask somebody else.
I don't like
it. Pole dancing manga, I'm in. I'm not gonna say I wouldn't watch it if it got turned into an anime, just to see what the fuss is about. But continuing,
Pole Kun is gonna carry that whole series. So
Pole Kun,
he's the hero we need.
The hero.
That'd be a
Hero
funny
eats
gimmick.
dessert. No, I forgot how the line goes.
That'd be a funny gimmick if the story is the dancer talks to the pole for her like emotional support and whatnot, and he's like, "You can do this, Miyuki. Grind your crotch against my face. Give them what you want. You're a star. Grease me up, baby."
Or it'll be like, was it the time I got reincarnated as a
pole? As a strip
pole.
club. That time I got reincarnated as a strip club.
Prince money.
Tsukihime visual novel remake is coming to PS4 and Switch. So from what I understand, I think they're actually remaking it in terms of like they're doing all new graphics and stuff. Because they're noting stuff that I didn't think would be important if you're just
probably like the Higurashi visual novels. Just that in this case, they probably took out the sex scenes and didn't remaster them.
Well, they're ufotable animated everything, right? I don't know about sex scenes, but all the animation stuff is by ufotable because it's the guy. It's from Type Moon. It's like the precursor to Fate. It's also trash, just like Fate. Okay, here we go, Dan.
Oh, hey.
I'm gonna read it real quick because I actually am not up on this at all. Jealous feminists attack the sexy girls of Sense, a cyberpunk ghost story. Twitter's rabid horde of feminists who can't distinguish fantasy from reality. Yes, the scientific term for a group of women is a horde. A brothel.
I wonder if I can type that in the chat.
So Twitter's rabid horde of feminists who can't distinguish fantasy from reality have continued in their, quote, just and righteous crusade against the sexualization of women as they recently dogpiled on the survival horror game Sense, a cyberpunk ghost story, because of its large-breasted females. I mean, they are quite large.
That's okay.
A particular tweet announcing the game's imminent arrival onto the dear God, am I having a stroke? A particular tweet announcing the game's imminent arrival onto the Nintendo Switch served as the battleground for feminists to unload their envious rants, as it contained a screenshot depicting two well-endowed female characters. So here's a trailer of the stylized game. Many labeled the game as, quote, sexualized, and a, quote, game for incels, or, quote, catered to the male fantasy.
No, incels wouldn't be interested in women.
No, I don't think that's how that works. All of these things are not arguments. Solely because of the breasts of the girls, which aren't even that exaggerated by anime standards. I mean,
what do you compare it
to? Imagine this right here. Like, yes, they are quite large. Despite the fact,
what was that anime that had like the huge? Was it Icon?
Yes,
older one, the huge tit. I mean, yeah. I guess compared to that one, they're not that exaggerated. But
Icon for fan service February. Is that what I'm hearing?
Well, good. I got the Blu-ray.
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet. I've been saving it.
You've been saving it for that special time because you
for that special time. Yep. Unless freaking interspecies reviewers comes out first.
That's not going to happen in February.
I know. Despite the fact that there are just as many titles that are targeted specifically towards women that are also highly lewd. Unable to cope with the fact that the game just isn't for them, the disgruntled Twitter addicts issued an innumerable amount of sorrowful messages with the feminists likely to forget all about the game by tomorrow as they complain about something else.
Dude,
So-
I just realized redo of the healer should have been titled "That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Rapist."
Oh God!
Doesn't he
That's
come back
gonna-
to something? Never mind.
I was gonna say that's gonna be the podcast title when we cover that one.
Reincarnated. Yeah, I guess.
But I thought it was gonna be the Rising of the Rape Healer.
The Rising of the Rape Hero.
To be fair, I don't
think
want
it's-
to accidentally drag Shield Hero's name into the mud.
So here's how we do this, Reese. We just split it into 2 watch clubs, and we get to use both names,
There we go.
right?
Yeah, I guess.
All right. Nintendo dedicates itself to promote a male-gazed, pornified version of women. I feel for the young girls starting to realize how objectified their bodies are in society. I understand their pain and desire to escape femininity. Escape?
Yeah, that's what they're.
Scrape?
A scrape?
What? Okay. Why would you want to be this hypersexualized object? Nobody's making you. Some people in this comment section haven't gotten past their ooh cooties state. This game looks cool. Finding the anatomy weird isn't ooh cuties or cuties the Netflix. So Dan, I probably didn't pick a good article in this. Do you want to share what was their epic reply?
Oh yeah, I don't think they're they're the guys that are like publishing it in English or whatever it is. They posted the localization team, I think, if I understood it correctly. They put a public reply on Twitter saying that they refuse to censor it, they won't censor it, and they basically called out all these nutcases, saying like, you guys don't buy the game, so fuck off, basically.
All right. Well, I mean, that seems, honestly, I will say once
Best
again,
thing about it.
guys, I think 2021 is going to be the death of wokeness. Like, it's just gone. I think that it's going to get stamped out, perhaps even by July.
Well, we can only hope, I guess.
Well, because people are snapping right now with the lockdowns and stuff. Recently, like 50 anti-mask people just broke into a store. And they can't stop us all, when it ran in without masks. And people do this shit where okay, so I need a mask to get into the restaurant, and then I can sit down and take off my mask, and then I'm supposed to put it on to leave the restaurant. But what are they gonna do? Kick me out when I'm leaving? So yeah. So I feel like this is gonna be the year that people have just had a fuck enough. Right, and I think that it's going to be a sorry awakening for losers.
Yeah, on the subject, most of these people, not all of them, some of them really are messed up in real life, but I'd say most of these people posting these things on Twitter or social media in general, in real life, they're probably like normal people, and you wouldn't even know it. Like,
are you referring to the incels or the feminists?
Both. Honestly,
because my friend, there is no such thing as a normal feminist in real life.
No, I just meant if you were to run into if you were to run into the average person that's posting this crap on Facebook, social media.
That's the thing.
They wouldn't bring it up. They wouldn't say anything. Yeah. They wouldn't even unless they have the danger hair or whatever it is. You wouldn't know.
Danger hair.
There's a scientific term for that. The animals that are poisonous, they evolved to have bright, vibrant colored skin, like light blue, green frogs, red frogs, that tells you, look out, I'm dangerous. And then you juxtapose that with the purple haired feminist and whatnot.
Yeah.
I get what you're going for there.
Social media is what's allowing these people to be crazy.
Yes. And it's not so much social media as it is the feeling of anonymity, the feeling of being able to say what you want to say without having to, it's not the without repercussions so much as it is the being able to view the person you're arguing with as the straw man that you make them out to be instead of an actual person. Whereas if you were actually face to face, standing next to somebody or talking with them, you would recognize them as a human being, right? They might not look like your like mental image of an incel, so to speak, right? And as you talk to them, they're calm and collected and articulate. Whereas when you read their message, you add in your head all the inflection and exclamation points that aren't actually there and full caps typing, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree with you, Dan. I do think that in real life, people don't actually like you would have a normal conversation with a lot of these people, but on the internet, the echo chambers and whatnot allow their radical like expressions to go wild. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I mean, there's not really an answer to it other than to just say like the way I kind of see it is when cancel culture rings its ugly head, you just say, all right, fuck off, right? like bye bye, you know, like that Trump thing.
Bye, Felicia.
Yes. Yeah. So I say again, though, I do think that this is going to be the year that all this shit comes crashing down hardcore. And I'm looking forward to it. I think this is going to be the year when you look it up in the encyclopedia, the entire entry is just going to be
the year of redemption. Oh no.
For pages and pages and pages, right? All right. So do you guys have anything else you want to share about the buxom ladies? This looks like Jubilee's jacket from X-Men.
I'm surprised that we were already getting a sequel to Cyberpunk this early.
Right? Yeah.
That's one hell of a patch.
Yeah, that couldn't have come too soon. All right, so continuing. Sentai Filmworks set sight on Revenge of the Rape Healer.
Cool. So Sentai's taking it, huh?
Yep.
I guess Funimation, too toxic for Funimation.
Hey,
Sentai is okay with more
it doesn't fall
graphic
under
stuff, I guess.
Funimation standards.
Yeah, it doesn't live up to Funimation's standards.
But sure as hell
Right.
does for Sentai.
Yeah, Sentai
Funimation doesn't have any standards. They can go
They'll
take their
probably
standards
release
and
it
fuck
sub
themselves.
only. They're not going to make it.
I'll be back, Brad.
All right, man.
It would be probably hard to articulate a dub because half of their dub members are from Funimation, and they'll be like, "I'm not comfortable voicing in this anime that has a rapist raping my character." And
So
then the rapist
here's a
will be like,
question.
Even though I was
"I
a
don't believe in
bitch,
rape."
Is
so I can't
Nozomi
rape."
is Nozomi going to
Pick this one
are
up
they
too.
are they gonna dub
Interspecies reviewers. I feel like they
Interspecies
want
reviewers?
to.
dude, it would like that's gonna sell like hotcakes. You might as well, you know?
Yeah.
Like so I don't know. I honestly think people are really overhyping. I think this is gonna be
This is like the Rising of the Shield Hero level.
Yeah, let me put it this way.
Don't touch it.
Let me put it this way. When Goblin Slayer was apparently a anti-Semite dog whistle, it kind of made me want to see it even more for the lulz. And then I enjoyed it a lot, but it was kind of a letdown because I'm like, hey, you told me they were going to be Jews, right? I thought it was going to be way funnier and more on the nose, pun intended.
You made it sound like, oh, you told me they're gonna be Jews. Where's my like genocide
like,
Hitler?
where's the
Yeah, that'd be so funny at the end of Goblin Slayer. He's got like a pit, a goblin concentration camp where they're all like emaciated. Oh god, like lean into it is what I'm saying. Like if somebody's gonna pretend that you're some, you know, evil, racist, misogynist, sexist, right? All you gotta do is just lean into it hard, right? And make it so absurd that it's obviously a joke, right? All right.
And then
So,
you sell hotcakes. And
yeah.
you win.
So Sentai Filmworks
Like
set
an
their
idiot.
sights on vengeance with redo of the Healer license. So just a little over a week after the second full promo debuted, Sentai Filmworks officially announced the license of the redo of Healer anime, based on the light novel series written by Rui Tsukiyo. The Dark Revenge Fantasy is coming to select digital outlets as part of the Winter 2021 season. Wow, that quickly. With a home video release to follow at a later date. Sentai's territories include the United States. We already know all that shit. So the director is a guy who directed an episode of Doreku. The series composition and screenplays are the Interspecies Reviewers.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right.
With character designs by the guy from High School DxD and animation produced by Studio TNK from Kanda.
Dude, this has like the all-star lineup.
Dude, this is the perfect storm for what this shit is. All they need to make it even more like to get it even worse is they need to get Vic voicing the main character. And they need to get Yagi
Capricorn as his co-lead or whatever.
Yeah, they need to get
Jamie Markey, Monica Rial. Who's the other one?
Whew. Jamie Markey, Monica Rial. What's her name? Vidal. Kara Edwards. Yeah. Oh god, that would be funny. All right.
But
that's way too funny.
Yeah.
I don't know any of these people. In a dark world of monsters, adventures, and mages, some of the most gifted healers are subjugated to brute force even by the hands of their compatriots. But one mage, Kayal, gains the ability to rewind time, turn the tables, and right all wrongs. Oh, nice.
Excuse me.
God, that's good. That's going to be funny as shit. Okay, so I don't think there's anything new here, actually.
Are you on crack? There's everything new here.
Is it just after these?
It's
we talked about Castlevania and JoJo's and
we talked about American Dad.
Oh wait, yeah. We had the podcast so early this week.
Yeah.
Right, I do remember when I was
I don't know. Yeah, I'm glad you said American Dad because it all comes back to me now.
Hold on. Weaberger says, I started to get my suspicions when the goblins started eating latkes.
So I forget, was that whole right stuff going over there? Collector's editions.
Yes, I've got that. I've got that right here.
Do we want to do that now?
Sure.
Ooh.
Shall I open them all?
Yes.
I don't think this is
flyer,
really the best stuff because they're not including the Violet Evergarden in LA.
Yeah, because it's out of stock.
Because they can't sell it. Now, I believe, is it wrong to try and kill girls in a dungeon? Season 2 limited edition was up there, and I was like, no, bad.
Why did the It Invaded image disappear?
Oh yeah, that's weird.
Well, I'm glad I got that.
ID Invaded, yeah.
Because my image didn't disappear.
So are these being sorted by most popular?
Maybe.
That's by relevance.
Is there a way to sort by most popular?
How does it determine the relevance? That's probably the most popular.
Wow. Alphabetical by 5 stars.
Oh, yeah.
First of all, Akame ga Kill Steelbook, please.
I forgot that got released.
Oh, I still have the latkes thing.
I can't see the price behind Weaberger's thing.
Right.
They got the
fuck.
Soul Eater Perfect Edition manga is in there.
I forget, is that Gundam Narrative Special Edition and Import? Or is that the English release?
I think it's the English release. Premiere, Soul Eater, House Moving Castle.
That's not an anime.
Let's get out of here. Blu-ray only, bitch.
Down to 12 items now.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Well, that counts in my book. It's top 12.
19, sorry.
Clannad Steelbook. That time I got reincarnated as a slime, which I don't remember if I bought that or not now.
I don't think you have it yet. Out of stock, though.
Come on. Okay, that Gundam NT is probably not a special edition. It's probably a regular.
I think that's the import. I almost kind of want to say.
I opened it. We can look at it right here. I don't think it is the import, actually. I think it's...
Go down. Does it say Nozomi? Or whoever? Sunrise?
Who can fucking read that shit?
No. Scroll down on the page.
Sunrise.
Year created, year released? What
I guess
it?
it has English audio.
2020,
so.
dude. It's the top 2020 limited editions.
That probably is a...
Well,
it has English and Japanese.
The imports also have English audio because Sunrise is just Chad.
Well, they got the dub because it already came out in theaters over here, and it was trash.
No, they as soon as they released the Blu-ray in Japan, it had the dub on it because I think Sunrise commissions dubs for it regardless.
It'll probably a standard release later next year.
What's wrong with DVDs, Christopher Barker? The resolution and quality.
So look, if you still have a TV made to watch a DVD resolution thing on it, there's nothing wrong with it. But I've been watching some DVDs on a TV that's HD. And boy, do they look trash.
I like DVDs for their portability. I mean, you can watch it. You can throw a DVD in anything that's got a disc drive.
Yeah, pretty much. CD player. You can watch a DVD.
The DVD is the Nomad's choice.
Disc drive. The CD player doesn't have a disc drive.
Depends on how you.
I know, but you know what I mean.
I got you. All right, so
your grandma's got a DVD player.
So I don't know what else to say about this. I feel like we've already kind of like.
I don't think it's really a best of. They just.
All right. We're making great time. So an Atlanta graduate student turns Pokemon card investment into medical school future.
Good for him.
I already know where
feel like
reading. He sold his collection, and because it was so expensive, he could fund his school.
What?
What else? What else would it mean?
Yeah.
Well, he sold them.
Exactly.
He made $80,000 so far. I'm going to read the Fox 5 Atlanta one because it's a little bit longer, more detailed. Student sells Pokemon cards to cover medical school expenses. A Georgia college student transformed his childhood passion into an investment that will eventually help him pay for medical school. I'll tell you right now, if you think you're going to pay for medical school and all you've gotten so far is $80,000, you couldn't even go to the school I went to.
Hold up. Christopher Barker. Yeah, but not everything's on DVD either. The pendulum swings both ways.
Okay, so how about this? It's a preference, and let's move on.
Okay, but hold on.
Only 3 likes? Bro, we had 10 viewers. Get back here, viewers. Like the video.
Get back here, fuckers. I
So
told you to sit.
We got...
I love how this video has 3 watching and 2 likes and 1 dislike. Oh, why did that make me laugh? It says 7 watching.
So let's see.
I see 7 watchers as well.
Weaburger says, finally got 4K. It'll change your life. I mean, I'm glad you...
4K TV?
I have a 4K TV, but I don't have a 4K player.
Lance says, I just found out that anime is not real. My life is over. These characters don't exist. All I can hear is banana phone. Someone get my safe place ready. Okay, I feel like we... Oh, yeah, okay. So regarding the thing I was talking about with the... Okay, hold on. Let me just... Oh, yeah, you got Horde. We got it. You got it in there. Congrats. Horde.
I tried.
We a burger regarding the pole dancing manga. Bro, wash your puss. Smells like fish. Why do companies listen to Twitter like idiots? Should be ignored completely. Yeah. See, this is why companies listen to Twitter. Because... back in the day, you'd have to actually have a focus group and talk to people, and it took a lot of work. It's way easier to just sit on your ass and go, what's the hashtag for our company looking like today? Oh no, this is not good at all. Cancel that product, right? That's just way easier. Well endowed Tig old biddies. Yep. Was there / do you know why for the Anime Blood Plus they only release volume 1 through 4 but not volume 5? So unless you get the limited edition, which is way overpriced.
That was probably a scheme to get you to get the limited edition.
Well, no. I think that the show was not that popular when it was coming out and airing on Toonami. And so it's become more popular since then. But at the time, Sony's like, yeah, we'll do this. It's like, well, these really aren't selling that well. Okay, well, just put the show out because we own it. Just put it out, right? And then we'll just, at least it's out. Hey, thank you, Sony. I think that now that Sony owns Funimation, we'll eventually get a Blu-ray release, perhaps.
Hopefully.
And hopefully that happens in the near future because Funimation's released Blood Sea and all that other stuff too. So
actually, that makes even more sense to get it.
But then
Blood
the Last Vampire.
We should call it The Shame. Sure. Blood the Last Vampire. What?
Blood the Last Vampire is still out of print.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
Who released that manga?
Manga.
Yeah.
All those anti-mask people are retarded. They put others at risk. See, I'm not so sure that I agree. Because first of all, the reason that people are anti-mask isn't because they don't necessarily believe in keeping other people safe. It's because the cure is worse than the disease, in the sense that we are putting the entire world at risk by destroying the entire economy that holds up civilization. So I think that that's more the thing is that. They keep telling us, okay, we're going to force lockdowns, mask mandates, all these things that we're already doing, and yet the numbers are still exploding, right? It's just not going to do anything. And then, of course, you've got all the politicians and the people who should be the most in the know about COVID don't seem worried about it at all. And you've got people like Gavin Newsom going to after telling people that you have to lock down restaurants, you can't eat indoors and everything, being caught eating with medical professionals in the state of California, without masks in the facility and stuff at the French Laundry restaurant and everything. So I think at the end of the day, like you're not like if the politically elite people or whatever were taking it seriously, I think it would go a long way, to convince the peons that they control. Similar to the problem that we're having right now, like I was talking about the global economy, just the literal pillar of civilization is being eroded away, perhaps intentionally by all of the lockdowns and stuff. See, the reason why this is so dangerous is because the government funds themselves through your tax dollars, and they've gotten paid the entire time, regardless of the amount of work you've lost and all that stuff. You know what I mean? So that's kind of the issue, is that we can't solve. We're not, quote, all in this together when it's rules for thee but not for me, so to speak. You know what I mean? Anyway, and then Lance said the monarch butterfly, for example, referring to the poisonous animals in nature.
Colors beware.
Yeah, people want to bully others with that little chance of getting put in their place. See, yeah, this is my biggest pet peeve with human beings, is the disgusting. Seriously, it's the disgusting self-righteous, like, it's such a disgusting trait that people have of getting a one-up on somebody else, right? Like, I remember the high fructose corn syrup thing, right? The sugar lobby put out like tens of millions of dollars to make those ads where people, they had the commercials where the people would say, I was like, I'm what they say about high fructose corn syrup. And then the person claps back with, what? That it's the same as sugar? That your body can't tell the difference? And it's like, that's the, like, let me put it this way. My biggest pet peeve is the term irregardless, right? When people try to get a one-up on somebody by pointing out that that's not a word, it's a double negative, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, first of all, fuck you. Because you didn't come up with that at all. You are repeating this same snarky bullshit from watching that episode of Family Guy where they pointed it out, and it's so frustrating that people are so desperate to put other people down that they are just. It's easy to manipulate people with little quips, you know what I mean? That they can then use on other people, and I detest that in mankind, that desire to like one up somebody else and put somebody else down over such petty bullshit, Year of the Gamer. I know this is in reference to me saying I think this is the year that I think this is the year that we bury cancel culture. Yes, the goblins started eating a lot because I love for this video. Yeah, that's the 3 watching, 3 likes. Again, nothing wrong with DVDs. It's just that once you go Blu-ray, it's hard to go.
We
back.
already addressed that.
Yeah. I'm just going through them and making sure not everything's on Blu-ray, not everything's on DVD. I like DVDs.
Remind me what is standard Blu-ray. I think he means SD Blu-ray. So literally the picture quality of DVD on a Blu-ray disc, so you can play it as a Blu-ray, and it functions as a Blu-ray, but it has the DVD quality, so your collection looks like it's all Blu-rays, and it technically is. But
so the purpose of it
is that they can't master it to native HD.
So DVD, the way that DVD works is it uses a red laser, and it scans the pits and lands on the aluminum reflective side of the disc, and it reflects back into the optical receiver in order to, basically decode that analog structure into a digital structure that displays the sound and audio, the visual and audio that you see and hear from the DVD. Now, Blu-ray, they changed the frequency of light from a red laser to a blue laser, which is able to be significantly smaller. So they can actually have the disc spinning faster and have more pits and lands. And I don't think it actually has to go faster, though, because they're smaller. But there's more pits and lands on a Blu-ray surface than on a DVD surface. That allow you to have more data.
Fit more on a disc.
Yes, you can fit significantly more on a disc. So the reason that they make standard def Blu-ray is because a Blu-ray has more capacity and it has a longer shelf life. DVDs, like you'll if you look up disc rot, you'll see laser discs were very susceptible for this back in the day. DVDs are susceptible to it as well, but it's a bit longer of a lifespan. Blu-ray's even longer than that. Like the technology is much better for Blu-ray.
Also, Blu-rays have a protective layer on the bottom of them, whereas DVDs, like they get scuffed up and sometimes can't play. But Blu-rays, they can take a lot of scuffing, but once you get through that layer, it's like FUBAR.
Right. So the purpose of putting standard def stuff on Blu-rays, the economic reasoning
is that you can watch Fist of the North Star on 3 discs instead of over the course of
it's because perhaps the most expensive part of authoring a disc is the mastering stage. So you get the disc authored and then you send that file to your replication plant, and then they actually make a glass master laser etched with the data for that disc. And that gets turned into a metal stamper that has the data on it backwards. And then that metal stamper is what they shoot the polycarbonate into to cast the die, like in terms of die cut like stuff, not like colorful dye, in order to get a bit for bit carbon copy of the glass master. The glass mastering stage is really, really expensive. So if you can put an entire 26 episode show or whatever on a single disc instead of 6 discs, then you're saving a lot more money. And if you can save money on your end, you can offer this stuff for less. customer pays less, but you still make a profit, right? Anyway, also Blood Plus could be Aniplex/Sony. One in 100 people wear masks over here. LOL, and we're not doing worse. Yeah, in fact, I legitimately have suspicions that you are actually more likely that the lockdowns and the masks are more likely to make the problem worse, because vitamin D is one of the greatest combative measures against COVID that they found. They've recently, a paper came out of Israel. They studied that COVID dies in 30 seconds under LED UV lights. Breathing, if you wear a mask all the time, you don't get the normal like germs and stuff that you build up antibodies to. So like, let's say you have a mask mandate, and everybody wears a mask for a year and a half, and then everybody's able to take off their mask. Oh, we've got herd immunity. Once you take off the mask, everybody's going to start getting sick, and then everybody's going to panic and think, oh, it's COVID and stuff, which is the PCR tests aren't even accurate. They're not an accurate way of detecting illness anyway. So it's who even knows? And you can just say that, oh, well, that was a common cold, we now know, but we at the time treated it like it was COVID and all those things. That's why the whole system is like we are working with a flawed model for how to handle this, I think. And it's even worse because hospitals are being incentivized to keep to list people as infected with COVID. If they're on a ventilator, they get even more money, even though the ventilators seem to be killing the patients. And if they die of COVID, it's even more money, right? So if a person comes into to your hospital and they got run over by a truck and their brains are in a billion pieces, but you test them as like, oh damn, they had COVID. Put COVID as the cause of death. You know what I mean? Then the hospitals are just reaping in all this cash and subsidy money that is again causing the panic to go up and keeping the countries locked down and all that stuff, when the real numbers, if we were actually being realistic about it and not having those financial incentives to fudge the numbers, we might find that, oh, actually this has not been a big deal at all, but again, it's a lot of hype and stuff because of how the numbers play out and how they're being incentivized to make the numbers look. At least that's my take on it.
Well, I think the main thing is that people can't resist seeing old people, apparently, and the biggest thing is, oh, you'll kill old people if you don't wear a mask and stuff.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, like, see...
Just stop seeing your old people.
I think at the end of the day, what it comes down to is the idea of we're treating everybody like they're sick, or they're like everybody is susceptible of dying from a virus that it has a 99% survivability rate if you're under 70, when we should really be devoting all of our resources to the people who are actually at risk. You know what I mean? And so it's again, the model is all shot up and horrible for approaching this with any semblance of rationality. Anyway, Lance says, Sony is like, bitch, don't. No, Sony is like, please don't bitch, buy our stuff. Make sure not to like what we once sold, so that you need to buy our new stuff. Also, Funimation realizing having money is more important than having an opinion. Damn character limit. So, can you prove that the government people got paid and weren't affected? What are you talking about?
Confirm the people got paid and laid?
Maybe their favorite ice cream parlor was closed for a week. Oh, okay. So they got paid and weren't affected by the lockdowns. And I think this is a dig at Pelosi, who had that entire freezer filled with ice cream. Yeah.
Yeah, we're all in this together.
Yeah. It's a pandemic. The virus has a new strain. No one is taking this seriously. And we're wondering why we have the problem we have. I say we're ill-equipped to handle pandemics. Yeah, but see, the thing is, though, that we're being told that the hospitals are at capacity and it's a war zone in there, and all the nurses are doing TikTok dances, right? So you tell me. You should always make online insults between two sarcastic comments. Cancel culture dying and wokeness going away. I doubt it. I think, again, this is purely a gut feeling, but I think that this year is going to break a lot of people. And they're at that breaking point. Like I said, whether you agree with it or not, people are storming the stores like they can't stop us all kind of thing. And it's because we were told 15 days to stop the spread. And that turned into, 3/4 of a year, going and still going strong. So I don't know. So Blu-rays with DVD qualities. Yep, that's it. Look, putting DVDs in Blu-ray cases is like putting your favorite shoes in a new box. Nothing really changes. Do y'all think Laserdisc will come back? No. If they were to make, I'm actually curious about that. What do you guys think about? What do you think about Blu-ray discs that are Laserdisc sized? What do you think about that?
That would give you like 5 terabytes worth of storage, so I'm done.
Right, yeah.
You put all of Pokemon on one, or all of One Piece on that.
What if you just took my entire anime collection and stuck it on one disc, and you're like, oh, what do you want to watch? He's like, oh, I want to watch Zebra Man. It's like, oh, shit. You're like, go into the selection, click.
No, you don't have to click. You just have to hold it. And okay, we'll be waiting for a minute. We gotta let it scroll.
Hold on, I'm gonna go to the Z section.
Well, at that point, they'd make the Blu-ray disc more interactive, where there's a search function.
Ooh.
Yeah. Shame we don't have technology to repair Blu-rays yet, like with DVDs. What do you mean by repair?
Okay.
What technology do we have to repair DVDs?
So with DVDs, you can repair the surface or whatever.
Yeah, you can grind it down and resurface it.
But the thing is, with Blu-ray, it has a protective layer. So unless you break that layer, you don't have to repair it. And if you break that layer, you really screwed up. So
the way that things become irreparably damaged is when you scratch the print side versus the clear reflective side, because that's just underneath the surface of what they print on top. So that's when your disc is fucked for life. You can't get it back because the aluminum layer is never going to be perfect again. Why the fuck not give us old shows on Blu-ray and make Dragon Ball Z go from 9 sets to 1 with 50 episodes per disc? Because that would, especially because there has never been an actual HD release that looked good so far. Excuse me. So you might as well do that. Yeah.
Yeah. Just take the masters from the Dragon boxes and put it on SD Blu-ray.
Seb says, "Did you see the Ultra Music Festival in Taiwan with 40K people?" No, but I did see Wuhan celebrating New Year's last night with probably 1 million people there. Also, people say the moon causes cancer and the earth is flat, but I could get a good look at big tits by going to a cattle farm. I would rather take a trip to the local club. Okay.
That's a really weird draw on the one Tommy Boy quote.
Yeah. Also, what about gerontophobia? I want that. Zebra Man is eternal. People would always tell me you could put toothpaste on DVD to fix it. I've also heard peanut butter, but I'm not sure if there's a specific brand that works. I hear it works, but your DVD is going to smell like peanut butter for a long time. VHS allows going to skip the opening shit, and when you stop, you will never lose your place. That's true. All right, I'm caught up here. Let's get back to this guy. Let's find out if we can too become wealthy.
I forgot we were on this.
So, student sells Pokemon cards to cover his medical school expenses. A Georgia college student transformed his childhood passion into an investment that will eventually help him pay for medical school. Dan, your parents should be listening.
Yeah, it's too late.
Forsyth County, Georgia. While Pokemon's fictional monsters can't really blow fire or electrocute enemies.
They can't?
In the case of Caleb King, they do hold life-changing powers. The junior at the University of North Georgia transformed his childhood passion into an investment for eventual medical school, purchasing a series of Pokemon cards as a teen and building on his interest. Founded Building on his interest founded as a 6-year-old. Okay, that was a weird way to... Oh, okay, I gotcha. Because he bought them as a teen, building on his interest that he had when he was 6. That was a terrible way to phrase that. Right now, King said he has made $80,000 selling cards. Don't tell the IRS. After spending a mere $4,000 on the originals, most of which he purchased a few years ago. King shows off some of his highest value Pokemon cards.
That
King
he
credits,
doesn't have anymore.
King credits this year of isolation for the spike in value. Quote, people kind of want a distraction from everything that's going on. And I think Pokemon...
Didn't Logan Paul or whoever make Pokemon cards boom or something because they've helped popularize people buying boxes and old whatever? I've been watching this one investment channel for Magic and stuff, and he was like discussing it. So I'm gonna credit that.
Yeah.
So Christopher Barker said, I mean, you put a Blu-ray in to watch it, whatever it is you're watching starts skipping, and you find out the disc is scratched, you can't repair the Blu-ray. I mean, whatever you're doing to the DVD, theoretically, you could also do to the Blu-ray. I mean, they're not that different. Like if you're using one of those disc cleaning kits or whatever, that just polishes them. So... I mean, obviously, Sony would prefer you to just have to go out and buy a DVD, another Blu-ray.
The thing is, I don't think your Blu-ray is going to get into that state unless you really try or have a catastrophic accident.
Yeah.
You know,
Or like
I don't think
house fire and the thing is warped. Did he freeze?
Looks
I
like
think he did. I was going to say, what's going on here? Am I the one on my end?
Yeah, no, I think he's down.
Oh, I just got a message.
He just looks like a really young Santa.
Kinda.
Oh, what's this message here?
He said, no!
My messenger's not even loading. Trust others. I think my internet just died. Well, oh, yep, we did lose them. All right.
Oh well.
Why do we not have older films and shows on Blu-ray? Because companies keep re-releasing the same crap over and over again.
Look at Discotheque.
It's not even just Discotheque. Like, they are putting, like...
That's what I'm saying. Look at Discotheque as my rebuttal to that. I mean, they put on... They're doing what you want them to do.
They have, like, Sentai with Space Runaway Edeon and those other, like, 80s mecha and whatever. Yeah. Funimation has something like Escaflowne. They have other stuff from, like, the 90s. Yeah. You know, you have to be more specific. Like, oh, how come this a pool of films has never seen the light of day? Like, it usually comes down to the licensor or the licensee. Some of the older stuff, they can't even find who owns it to license it out, and they don't have what is it? Public.
Masters.
Well, sure, that's another problem as well, obtaining masters, but. If you can get the license and don't have the masters, then you'll usually settle for what is available, which Discotheque usually gets the rips or whatever. But like they don't have public domain in Japan, so they, it's not like, oh, the rights expire, so I can license it.
Yeah, we can use all of Dororo for whatever we want. Yeah.
You can buff a Blu-ray, but do not sand a Blu-ray. Jufajit Easy Pro. Megular is compound and polish works like a charm. Look, you don't have to be super paranoid about, what if the disc scratches? That's kind of what I'm getting at. It's like, it's not that big a deal. You're not gonna do that if you put it back in the case, and that's how you treat your Blu-rays. There really shouldn't be any risk unless you are holding the disc trip and you fold the disc in half. But at that point, you kind of have to buy a new copy anyway.
Right.
That's what I'm getting at.
Just hope it doesn't happen to something that's out of print.
Oh, baby. Take Dragon Ball Z, for example. We've gotten multiple versions of it on Blu-ray.
All right.
That's Dragon Ball Z sounds like hotcakes. So.
Well, what do you mean? Take it for an example. An example of what? Because, I mean, that's kind of disproving what you're saying, because it is an older thing that they're getting on Blu-ray. It's just I don't know what's up with it, because I guess Toei isn't providing them with the masters to remaster it from the ground up or whatever. So they've been using the ones that they had from the Orange Brick scans for forever. Mm-hmm. And that's what the last few iterations on Blu-ray have used.
Okay. Yeah, so this might have already been addressed in that time I was away. The reason that Dragon Ball Z is getting released numerous times on Blu-ray is because the older shows haven't been scanned for a 1080p release. But Funimation, because Dragon Ball Z is, as Rhys said, something that sells like hotcakes, they have a copy of every episode's film reel. Okay? Now, the problem with this is that the copy of the film reel is inherently a lower quality than the original film reel.
Which
so
specifically at 1080p? I don't think it was.
Say what?
I don't think it was scanned at 1080p. The one that they have.
For the Blu-rays that they have?
Yeah, because obviously it would look a lot cleaner and sharper if they were able to get copies of it.
The thing is, so let me put it this way. When you have a film reel and there's a little bit of dust on it, and you might be able to get some of that dust off and then just rescan that part. But when there's a little bit of dust on it or a hair or whatever, and then that gets copied over to the copied one when you double expose it or whatever to get into the next one, then it's hard coded into the reel, which is what Funimation has, right? They have inherently lower quality reels because they're going to be a little bit fuzzier because they're not the original shot of the cell. They're a exposure of the reel onto another reel, like when you copy 2 VHS tapes, right? Each generation of copy, the quality, you're sacrificing quality. It's like saving a file, getting it compressed, uploading it to a place that compresses it, downloading it again, compressing it and compressing it. Like it just every time it's going to get lower and lower. The JPEG artifacting is going to get worse and worse and worse, right? So with Funimation, they are milking Dragon Ball Z because it sells like hotcakes and because they keep putting out inferior qualities,
even
not
the
perfect.
Dragon Box isn't that great because the colors are ass.
Well, the thing is that they put out the Blu-ray. The Blu-ray's not perfect, so then they put out a new Blu-ray that's supposed to be even better, and then that one still has problems. So they put out a new Blu-ray. We had this whole discussion with the.
Well, the level sets actually are probably the best you can get, but they only
the 30th anniversary. Yeah, it's certainly it's getting better. It's definitely getting better. But the thing is that in order for this show to actually get an appropriate treatment, it needs to be done with the original reels in Japan. That were used for the Dragon Boxes in Japan.
Stingy on those for some reason.
Say what?
But Japan seems to be stingy on those for some reason.
Yeah, because it costs money. It costs a lot of money, to do it. 4K scans and stuff are extremely expensive.
But I mean, if Funimation was going to take a risk, this would be the property that they would risk it on because
they should
it would sell like hotcakes, and because people who want quality aren't buying the stuff that they're putting out, but they will buy that. They will.
But the problem is that the problem that they're having though is that Japan's not making them. Japan isn't doing the scans. So Funimation has to use their own reels, which are copies of the master original reel, right? So they're inherently flawed, and they just can't make them. They just can't make them perfect, right?
Which basically means that this newest one is probably the best we're ever going to get.
Yeah, it's the best so far, right? And that's why they're able to. That's why, to answer the question.
Right, I think you mixed up what I was saying when I said the level sets. I'm not talking about the 30th anniversary.
Yeah, the level sets are probably.
I didn't hear you.
The original the level sets
are the best. The level sets, I think, are the best that they've done so far. Yeah. But they took so much effort to make those that they only released 2, because it cost them too much money to make them, and they weren't getting a return on their investment, because for the vast majority of the viewers, like, the DVDs are cheap and they're going to be able to still get them. And
I watched a video of the whole breakdown of all the releases, and they did a great job outlining it. People had Dragon Ball fatigue at that point because they had Dragon Ball Z Kai on Blu-ray. The orange brick sets, and then they come out with a level 1.1. It's like, are you kidding? The level 1.1 is half the episodes for like the same price?
A full level.
Yeah, but so far as I know, they were color graded well, had film grain, which is not something that's common for.
The grain was kind of not the best, but to be fair, like, everything looked.
It's because it's 2 layers of grain. It's the grain from the exposure and the grain on the actual film. Because they're copies.
Really good.
That's why I brought up the JPEG example of compressing a JPEG over and over and over again. Is that it just keeps getting more and more artifacts. The more times you copy onto magnetic tape, the more grain you're gonna inherently get, and it doesn't get better. That's why the original one is the best.
So it would be hilarious if 4K. They did a 4K scan for Dragon Ball Z as like the first TV series anime to get 4K, because it's like, geez, 300 or whatever episodes. 291 episodes. To rebuy on 4K would be crazy. But
one giant set that costs $700.
Basically. So I can answer
there's some other questions coming up real quick. I just want to address this one. Lance says. Sorry. I hope woke culture does not realize how sexual banana nut muffins are. Touche. And Christopher Barker went on to say, "Where's Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball GT on Blu-ray, or maybe Baki on Blu-ray for another example?"
So Dragon Ball is on Blu-ray in Spain.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we'll get it sometime.
Assuming it's a good transfer.
Yeah.
Let's hope we get it. Yeah.
Because what is it? Dragon Ball, the original Dragon Ball, has only had those blue brick, if we want to call them that.
Right.
And
well, no, they had DVDs that were there were like 9.5 or 10 of them or something like that. There were a bunch of DVDs.
Well, we haven't even gotten some terrible like cropped Blu-ray versions.
Yeah, but
the Dragon. I got to step out for a second. You guys can continue. Explaining. I think you guys can handle the next.
I think the blue bricks are still 4x3. They're not cropped. Same with the GT.
That's nice at least.
Same with the GT box set. The only the orange bricks are cropped
because they're like in widescreen D. But as for GT, I get on Blu-ray. It'll be a lot more economic compared to the 2 green bricks. God damn it! Why do we keep using?
I think they did do a complete series big brick set.
Yeah, I got that one. It's literally just the 2 individual green bricks with 1 big sleeve over it. But I'd be down for that, because I really do not like the packaging of those things, because it's all this fold-out digipack bullcrap, and if you like get a drop of water on it, you're screwed. Whereas at least with a Blu-ray case, like.
No, the complete set isn't just the 2 seasons. It's got like individual trays for all 10 discs or whatever it is.
Yeah, digipack. I still hate that.
It's not a digipack. It's not a digipack. It's got the floppers. A friend of mine had bought it. And
I'll go grab it, and I'll come back to talk.
It says complete series on it, right?
Yeah, I'll grab it.
The one my friends bought when he had it, it was one. It wasn't 2 individual sets with the slipcover over it. It wasn't the like what Walmart does for their like bundling. It was one set, and it had like kind of like the big Yu-Gi-Oh box set.
What about Big Yu-Gi-Oh?
It was kind of like the big Yu-Gi-Oh box set where
Not at all. Big Yu-Gi-Oh box set was a bunch of plastic flaps.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
You, my man, are wow.
No video, huh?
I have to open the program again. That's like a separate program.
Oh.
Okay,
is your face rig screwing up the?
No, the face rig isn't on. It's just it uses Logi Capture.
That's what I'm saying.
If I want to like
you
be cropped and have all these post processing.
Yeah, that's a pain in the ass.
Okay, damn, I already took off the sleeve. So it comes in this sleeve, the complete series.
Yeah.
In its glory. And then it comes in the 2 green bricks that you can get separately or whatever. And then when you open them, it's a piece of plastic on a piece of cardboard. That's a digipack.
I know what a digipack is. I swear to God, with the one my friend had, is completely different. It's like he bought it from Walmart.
A bunch of plastic Yu-Gi-Oh flaps.
Yeah.
Maybe they did subtly re-release it.
But this was a couple years ago. But this was a couple of years ago when he got it. So
I bought this in like 2013 or something.
Okay.
So they could have reissued it then.
I'll have to ask him again.
But yeah, what is that?
I'll have to ask him again to send me a picture of it.
Okay, yeah. Just let me know. So then, what was the other thing? Baki? So I'll give you a little breakdown of how anime works. So if you don't know, the year 2000 was the turn of the digital age, as far as I'm aware, where like literally almost every studio adopted digital full on, because I guess it was probably affordable at that point and reasonably worked. So then everything past the year 2000, like the early 2000s onwards to about 2000, I'd say 5, everything was done digitally. And early digital stuff, they did not always preserve the video or the masters in a way that is easily upscalable. And the thing is, I don't think hardly any of them were able to like natively make them in HD, because it was all 480p. That was the standard, right? Mm-hmm. So that's why Baki, I believe that was made in like 2005 or something. Maybe it was earlier. So if it was made then that's why it doesn't have a Blu-ray, because it doesn't have any native material. But I'm sure someone like Funimation or Discotech would upscale it and then release it on Blu-ray. But right now, Baki's just out of print. So until someone licenses it...
Baki was made in 2001.
Yeah, so it was at the turn of the digital age. So now, to be fair, if it's at around 2000 or 2001, there is a slight possibility that it was done on cell still. But it's a pretty low possibility, because Inuyasha is like the last, I believe that was the last one to be done on cell before Sunrise turned to digital, I guess. But yeah, like, so that's what I go off of. If it was made between 2005 to 2007, it's probably not going to have any native HD. However, there are some miracles, like Full Metal Panic Second Raid was made in like 2005, and that one's apparently native HD. And One Piece that we were discussing started airing in like full broadcast 16:9 and HD at the same time when they switched to 16:9 in about 2005. So it sounds like 2005 is like this mystical area where, oh god, there's an update. No, I don't want the update. Is the mystical area where if there are companies with really good preservation methods, or like they keep the original digital files and stuff, they might be able to work some magic into it, or who knows? Maybe they were ahead of their times, and they're like, "This HD thing's coming around. Let's adopt it early," and it paid off. Toei, they're the ones who animated One Piece. The thing is, they've been around since like 60s or whatever it was, maybe even earlier. So I like to think that they probably have the best preservation methods. Like that's why if there's any,
they also have Dragon Ball.
They also have Dragon. Well, they probably have the masters though, so they're just cucking Funimation. That's why the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Season 0, I am certain they have some HD masters sitting around that are just waiting to be 4K'd. But they're never going to release it because Yu-Gi-Oh! Probably wants to pretend that never happened, because it's like, oh yeah, I have a gun and a knife. That's for kids. But what is it? I like to think that Toei, like all of these old Toei properties, unless they were destroyed in like an earthquake or a flood, that they that they should have like some really well maintained masters for a lot of their stuff, like because they were the forerunners of the anime biz. So any new waves that come into the anime scene, they'll probably be like the first to adopt it or something. But yeah, they also have like Sailor Moon, which I guess those masters got lost because those Blu-rays look variable. But yeah, we stalled quite long enough. So yeah, the thing is, there's some shows that really piss me off. I think I've seen the worst case I saw was like made in 2011 and it didn't have a Blu-ray. It did not have a Blu-ray. I'm like, this is awful. It's 2011. Get your studio in gear. This is why I was pushing so hard for why is anime not made in 4K? Because companies like to animate their anime in sub 1080p, even to this day for some, like Silverlink, for whatever reason, they hate them now.
Yeah. I wonder if the reason that they animate them lower res
is because they all have really crappy PCs in their workforce, and they're like, well, we're not going to just have one PC that works at 16K and the others that work at 480p. So let's meet in the middle at 720p.
I wonder if it's a file management issue, but also I wonder if it's an issue of it's going to be seen on a TV that probably most people in Japan probably don't have a big flat screen TV that they watch TV
4K is the broadcast standard since like 2014 in Japan.
Yeah. But I'm just saying that when you do anime, I was noticing this while I was working on some Photoshop stuff. The downsampling sometimes makes things look weird. And I wonder if it affects it that way. But I think it's more likely it's the file management.
Because the Avengers, all of the CG was like rendered in 1080p because 4K takes 4 times longer, and also I guess just so everyone can work on the same resolution type deal, like amongst all of their PCs.
Yeah, it's a bitch. It's a total bitch. And I haven't watched the 4K. I don't have a means to, but I haven't watched the 4K Lord of the Rings yet. But I'm really curious to see how some of that janky ass CG looks in the 4K remasters.
Apparently, the Hobbit. Apparently, they changed how the Hobbit movies looked and looked like actual, like it doesn't look fuzz like that how it has that glow on the movie.
Did they change the frame rate to not be 48 frames a second?
I don't know.
The only way you were ever able to see the 48 FPS was in theaters.
Oh, so they just fixed it in post. They just
but it's weird though, because that was such a stupid idea to begin with, because the way that cameras capture motion blur is dependent on the frame rate. It's the amount of movement between frame A and frame B. So if you put frame A.5 in the middle, then the blur, like if my hand in one frame goes from here to here, then the blur is going to be that long. But if my hand is going from here to here in the 48 frames per second version, but it's going from here to here in the 24 frames per second version, then the blur is only going to be half as long, and it's going to look weird. I don't know why they had the idea of doing that.
It's because they thought, 48 equals better because it's a higher number. There's literally
what they thought was 48 equals I can charge more for this at the theater. That's why. Anyway,
Maybe.
all right. So I'm gonna go ahead and we'll just skip the this Pokemon article. We're never gonna get through. Oh God, it's so short. It's literally like a paragraph. I'm gonna go back to. This is unforgivable. Give up on this thing. Okay. What's more remarkable is King has yet to play his highest value card. He held up his first edition Red Cheeks Pikachu. He says, quote, "I've seen it sell for $20,000. He laid out 21 Pokemon cards that he estimates will sell for upwards of $50,000, putting him that much closer to achieving his goal of becoming an orthopedic surgeon." Quote, "A lot of people tried to discourage me from doing it at the beginning, especially my parents," he laughed. Quote, "They said, 'Hey, you shouldn't be spending that kind of money on these cards. That's ridiculous.' I didn't listen, and it paid off. His mom now embraces what she calls the egg on her face. Now, when we pull back, we laugh," said mother Tammy King. "My husband says, 'Oh my gosh, maybe I should have given him some more money to put into Pokemon cards.' But yeah, I'm proud of him. I'm proud of who he is. I'm proud of his character, his drive." Yep. So, comments on selling collections. You guys have any thoughts?
It's the truest form of cuckoning.
So
if the price is right, go for it.
I'll say this: if he had just bought fucking Bitcoin, it'd probably be gone out more on top.
If he just bought Black Lotuses, he'd be upset.
Yeah. So anyway, that's the Pokemon card story. In retrospect, that was not an article worth reading. So in random merchandise, just go quick. Tanjiro from Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba gets Roly Poly as an oversized plush toy. So for Christmas, I drive my daughter around at night to get her to fall asleep because it's easier than actually dealing with a baby who doesn't want to actually go to bed for an hour and a half. And we would always drive her past this giant inflatable Hello Kitty when we were looking at Christmas lights and stuff. We would visit it every night. And then, of course, Christmas ended and they took it down.
Oh.
I had bought my daughter a Hello Kitty plush that's about this size. It's bigger than she is. That finally arrived. And a line of figures depicting animals using toilets begins pre-orders 3 months in advance.
Thank you, Japan.
Yes. So, I gotta refresh the. I'm gonna refresh all these real quick. Oh, actually, I have to scroll for them to load even. All right. Come on. Dear God. This is internet. Okay, yeah. So this originally started as a bunch of animals at a urinal. That was the original art piece that got popular, and now they're doing the animals taking a dump. And the lion's got a Goku and Krillin baby penis, from what I can tell based on that highlight. So. So there you go.
Okay.
They need to put a glory hole in the wall to give this some context.
Hey, Steve Brad, you can do whatever you want after you buy it.
It's just a funny expression, like, oh God. Okay. All right, Reese. Now's our chance to not cover this. Date of Japanese holiday Setsubun changes to the 2nd of February for the first time in 124 years. Is this article worth reading?
I didn't even read it.
All right, so they eat gilded sushi, golden wrapped sushi. They dress up as ogres and terrorize their children, and this is a terrible fucking thumbnail. Oh, it looks like he's stripping his kid's top off. But basically, at this event, you make giant sushi and shove it into your friends and family's mouths. Oh, so Chris says, why is it the true form of cucking? What was that in reference to again?
Selling your collection.
Selling your collection. Yeah. Like
the purpose of collecting, you know?
Yeah, like exactly. What's the purpose of collecting if you're gonna sell it all? You know? Yeah, it was a joke. He was joking. Stupid question: how mainstream is anime these days? Too mainstream, far too mainstream, to the point where it's not fun anymore.
All these damn kids on my lawn.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump past this article. Okay. Adult Entertainment Guidance Center appears in Akihabara. Some worry neighborhood is changing. This is like an OnlyFans guide. Like, start your OnlyFans here. Use our facility. Use our cameras. Photos show Otaku District's iconic kitchen Jiro restaurant has been replaced by something very different. So is this the Jiro restaurant from Jiro Dreams of Sushi, the Netflix documentary about that restaurant? I think it actually is. While it's best known as a place to shop for anime merch, video games, and electronics, Tokyo's Akihabara neighborhood is a pretty good place to eat too. Since the district is a mecca for all-day shopping Jesus. Well, excuse me while I clean my glasses. There's a pretty significant smudge on them.
Stereotypical glasses wearer.
Yeah.
Okay, that's better. Oh, that's much better. Okay. Where was I? Okay. Since the district is a mecca for all-day shopping trips, it boasts a number of casual restaurants offering tasty, hearty fare that'll fill your stomach without emptying your wallet. So many regular denizens of Akihabara were saddened at the end of September when beloved restaurant Kitchen Jiro closed. Now, if I recall correctly from the Netflix documentary, you have to have like a fucking what do you call those? A reservation? You have to have a reservation like a freaking 3 months in advance or something like that. So, of course, when the lockdowns happen, people start canceling their trip after they reserved it. I'm not surprised that they're out. So people were saddened when the restaurant closed down. Then they became sad again this month when something else opened in the same building. So basically the restaurant closes and then it gets replaced with start your OnlyFans here.
Okay.
With its hot pink sign in gigantic font. Maybe I'll read this so you guys can look at it while I describe it. With its hot pink sign in gigantic font, the storefront does a remarkable job of standing out. Yet at the same time, doesn't seem to want anyone to be able to see inside from the street. The reason for this, quote, "Hey, come on in, but no one will see you," dichotomy, has to do with the services being offered. The new tenant of the Kitchen Jiro building is Murio Anaijo, which translates to free guidance center. I think of the Peanuts Lucy like psychiatric help like thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, however, Murio Anaijo doesn't specialize in general tourism info like sightseeing recommendations or maps of the subway system. Those kinds of places are called Kanko Anaijo, tourism guidance centers. Instead, Murio Anaijo are where people go to get info on local hostess bars, erotic massage parlors, and other businesses in the Fuzoku industry, the adult entertainment industry. Okay, so I have misunderstood what this was all this time. What it is a fucking
directory to get off.
It's a porno concierge. Like it's like it's a pimp concierge, you know.
That's Japan. They're
also. Look at this,
leading the industry.
Look at this Nerve logo ripoff with the maple leaf. Resident Maple person, how do you feel of this use?
The cultural appropriation.
All right. Being Tokyo's otaku culture mecca, A walk around Akihabara will yield plenty of posters and signs featuring popular anime characters with beckoning smiles or smoldering eyes. I picture that scene in The Boys when I think of smoldering eyes. And beckoning smiles or smoldering eyes. And if you venture up to the higher level floors of its doujinshi shops, you'll see plenty of those characters. Beckoning smiles or smoldering eyes. And if you venture up to the higher level floors of its doujinshi shops, you'll see plenty of those characters' other body parts as well. And yes, the neighborhood is where the whole maid cafe craze got started. However, full-on Fuzoku businesses haven't really made in
the whole maid cafe.
However, full-on Fuzoku businesses haven't really made inroads into Akihabara as they have in other parts of downtown, such as certain sections of Shinjuku, Roppongi, or Ikebukuro. Amurio Anaijo in Akihabara is a startling sight. The sign claims it's Akihabara's first ever, and many online commenters aren't happy to see that one has sprung up. Adding insult to injury is that... Oh my god. This is why I shouldn't drink on the podcast. Adding insult to injury is that vestiges of the old kitchen Jiro name. You can still see the fucking sign on the roof. Can still be seen at the top of the wall. Oh god, that's so funny. Let's go in and see what they're cooking. Reactions on Twitter have included, whoa, now that's disappointing. Fuzoku, well, that's it for Akihabara. Yeah, there goes the neighborhood. Is this the look the local Chamber of Commerce wants for the neighborhood? I guess you could say the maid cafes were like Fuzoku Light, but this is a whole other level. Sad, just sad. Give us back Kitchen Zero. Akihabara doesn't need this. In 20 years, will Akihabara have transformed from Electric Town to Fuzoku Town? All good questions. Part of the shock likely comes from the fact that in most cases, a neighborhood fills up with Fuzoku businesses first. Then Amurio Anaijo comes in to promote them and help would-be customers choose which ones to visit. Right now, though, I just love this is the fucking Yelp of prostitutes. It's the red light district Yelp.
It's the oldest profession. Just makes it easier.
It could be worse, I guess.
It just seems like such an unnecessary thing. It's like for old people who still have an old Nokia flip phone, right? Like.
I gotta, when you're done with this one, or you finish off.
Okay, yeah. So part of the shock likely comes from the fact that in most cases a neighborhood fills up with Fuzoku businesses first. Then Amurio Anaijo comes in to promote them and help would-be customers choose which ones to visit. Right now, though, there aren't that many Fuzoku establishments in the Akihabara area. So dropping Amurio Anaijo on one, in the Akihabara area, so dropping a Amurio Anaijo on one of its most popular shopping streets is sort of putting the horse in front of the cart. However, Amurio Anaijo tend to target curious but inexperienced individuals, and as such, there's a catch that its presence could contribute to a gradual change in the neighborhood atmosphere. It's the gateway drug to fucking Vegas, like. Several local shops and entertainment centers have closed during the pandemic-related economic downturn and tourism during the pandemic-related economic downturn and tourism drop. Akihabara was a major draw for both international and domestic Japanese travelers, and there's a chance that this is a sign that some of those vacancies are going to be filled by Fuzoku or Fuzoku-like businesses. Jesus Christ. I don't want to read articles that have so many Japanese words sprinkled into their English. And I also think it's funny that anytime they need a sultry lady, they always use the fucking Rin cosplayer. What do you guys think? Do you think the world is going to hell in a handbasket because of like the lockdowns are sending things out of business. So illegal type businesses are going up in their place because what are they going to do? Arrest me? Like, you know,
they can't get within 6 feet of me. Fuck off.
Yeah. Don't come near me. I'll take off my mask.
Weird Burger posted this in the memes channel.
Did you post that to 4chan? No, he just copied the chat because it's on top instead of on the side.
Yeah.
That's too good. Oh, God. All right. Christopher Barker says, if too mainstream anime is, how do you get it back in the underground? I find a medium tends to be better when it's not commercialized. So here's the sad thing. Anime can't go back into the underground. The new underground is the VTuber community.
Oh, God.
So it's all downhill from here.
God damn it, I deleted all the improvise, adapt, overcome banners.
Oh, no! He also says, I find OnlyFans pointless. I'd rather watch Pornhub. Even after they cleansed the entire site of all of their non-verified accounts? All right, so let's continue here. We've got a couple more little doohickeys to talk about. Demon Slayer voice actor says that no matter how popular the work is, the salary stays the same. Yes, my friend, that is what salary work is. He does argue that they get more work due to events and such. So the voice actor behind Tanjiro's master, Sakonji Urokodaki, God damn it. The voice actor behind Tanjiro's master, Sakonji Urodaki. Damn it.
Urokodaki.
That is Urokodaki. The 66-year-old
the one
Otsuka.
in the live action adaptation that's got a dildo nose.
It's a Tengu. Thank you. The 66-year-old Hochu Otsuka appeared on the Fuji TV variety show Sono Neta ni Shite I Desuka on December 31st.
Sono Neta when they cry.
And discuss the phenomenon that is Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba's franchise and how much a voice actor makes from being in a popular work. You know, I got to tell you, I'm getting to the point where I feel like I need to, even though I shouldn't need to do this because the computer is backlit, where I need to get all those lights I used to have at the old studio, just stick them all right behind me so I can fucking see. Oh, you know what? Oh dear. Watch my color change in a second. Hold on. Night shift is turned on. And since I'm not working tomorrow, watch me change. I'm going to be a slightly different shade of ugly. Did it change? It changed both monitors for me, so I couldn't tell if it was me changing from the light reflection or if it was just it changing. Anyway, all right, back to this. Now I can see a little bit easier. Okay, thank you. So Otsuka explains that payment to a voice actor is fixed before recording has even started, and that each voice actor is paid based on their, quote, rank in the industry. This rank is determined based on their experience, work they've done in the past, how popular the voice actor is, and how long they've been in the industry. Otsuka says that no matter how popular the work is, the salary stays the same. Even for behemoth works like Demon Slayer, which is now the highest grossing film in the Japanese box office ever, the payment is fixed and royalties aren't paid out from the box office. Must not be unionized. According to a voice acting school in Japan, payments for a 30... Goodbye, FDDNM. I always catch it out of the corner of my eye.
We need to make an FDDNM is dead page too, like Augie's.
Oh, yeah. You know, we need... I need to get that song from that episode of Community where they just kept playing that really slow song and the actors are just like moving slowly in black and white. Like I need to, I'll do that on my own time. I don't work tomorrow after all. So, okay. So according to a voice acting school in Japan, payments for a 30-minute TV anime episode are between $145.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, so granted, you're not talking for the entire 30 minutes.
5 minutes of lines. So.
Yeah, no, seriously. I was gonna say that's so low, but I'm like, no, actually, that's fucking huge. Jesus Christ, I'm in the wrong industry. $145 for like 5 minutes worth of work. I mean, granted, you're probably going to record those same lines probably over and over again.
Like 20 times. Yeah. Like maybe an hour's worth of work.
Oh my God. What? Jesus, dude. Payments for a 30-minute TV anime episode are between $145.44 US for lower-ranked voice actors to a maximum of $436.16. Oh, Jesus. Like, so $500. You better be recording for that whole hour, because that's how much I used to make an hour in my. That's how much I used to make a day. That was my day rate, not my hourly rate. That was my day rate as a VFX artist.
Is it like the voice actors for The Simpsons get like $100,000 per episode?
Is it per episode? How is the show still going? See, the thing is, though, that unions in the U.S. make them renegotiate contracts every single season, which is why shows get canceled prematurely over here. But yeah, so that's crazy. Okay, hold on.
$300,000
anime voice acting is usually the
episode.
least paying work for voice actors in Japan, with dubbing for overseas live action films the highest at a minimum of $484.75 per hour of footage. So, like, if it's a 3-hour movie, I guess, like, yeah, you must have made bank on Lord of the Rings. Though Otsuna does mention that if a work is popular, such as Demon Slayer, there is a ripple effect where voice actors will be booked for more events and other series, which helps the voice actors rise in the rankings as well. Yes, like a rising tide lifts all boats, bitch. You know, Otsuka remarked amusingly, "Wish I had known from the start that this would be the situation." Bitch, you're making like fucking $145 per 30 minutes. Like, calm the fuck down. Otsuka is also the Japanese voice for Jeff Goldblum and Donnie Yen, among others. Okay, well, that's an interesting tidbit. I don't know how much work you're getting as Jeff Goldblum, unless you're dubbing every episode of Law and Order for the new series that he was in. Wasn't he in? He got added, right? He's one of the new detectives from like a couple years ago. Anyway, that was interesting. So let's talk about money. Enako, Japan's top cosplayer, reveals how much she made by cosplaying in 2020. Japan's top cosplayer, Enako, who over the last year has done shoots for Rent-A-Girlfriend, The Quintessential Quintuplets, and even Yu-Gi-Oh!, revealed on Twitter yesterday how much money she has made over the last year by cosplaying and appearing at events, and her surprise by how much it was. She said, quote, "I was having a meeting to review this last year with Yokyun-san, the president of her office. I looked at my income this year, and it was over 50 million yen. Nice of you to come back from debt. Hold on.
Hold on.
I deserve this.
This joke isn't working out at all.
There you go. All right. So back.
Wow.
So earlier this year, Enako snapped back at a Twitter reply saying that she was earning more than 30 million yen all on my own back. That more than was actually a lot more than 30 million yen, which would be $289,634 US.
Jesus.
She originally said with the cosplayer bringing home the 50 million yen is about $500,000, like $500,000 she's bringing in roughly. A worried fan asked her if she is okay with all that money, not wanting her to accidentally miss out on tax payments. with Inako replying enthusiastically, "Bitch, I belong to an agency, so I have my own tax accountant." Not bad for a year with hardly any events. You go, Inako. Now, okay, I've got another article here to share with her regarding this so that you can see how popular she is. This is Summer Comic-Con 2018.
Wow.
Here she is at Winter Comic-Con last year. I gotta tell you, it's eerie how silent this video is. All you hear are the camera like shutters. Anyway, so there you go. That's how popular she is. And I didn't highlight anything, so we're gonna be done with this. Unless you guys want to talk about it. What would you do if you were a thought making $500,000 a year?
Wipe my ass with money. Maybe
answer,
$1 bills, but not $5 bills.
All right. Kameoka City will not use the term, quote, sexual minority as it sounds discriminatory.
What's a sexual minority?
A minor?
Like intersex, like people who legitimately do actually have both sexual organs. That's
you
that's
mean
a sexual
like
minority.
They're in the minority? Because it makes them sound like lesser people, presumably.
So Kameoka City's governance has decided it will not be using the term sexual minority as it has been deemed to have a discriminatory impression, perhaps a sign of things to come for Japan, a country that doesn't as often cave to the whining of low self-esteem Twitter addicts. It was proposed at a recent Kameoka City Council meeting that an amendment be issued to alter the wording for the next comprehensive plan, a plan that serves as a comprehensive guideline for administrative management, which is the basis for all local government plans as formulated by local governments. Tell me, though, do they have a plan set aside for giving $10 million to Pakistani gender programs? So anyway,
oh God.
Alter the wording for the next comprehensive plan's general plan, swapping out the term sexual minority for, quote, a diversity of people. On top of this, the offensive
That is so
term
general. Why even give a term?
On top of this, the offensive term will also be eradicated from the city partnership oath systems outline, which will be effective starting March 1st. The reasoning behind this demand is due to the first word in the term sexual minority, pronounced Seiteki minority, as Seiteki is said to often be associated with sex-related crimes in Japan. The criminal justice system. Sexually based offenses are considered especially heinous. Said to often be associated with sex-related crimes in Japan, which, much like the twisted thought process of Western degenerates, automatically means that those of the LGBT XYZ contingent should be placed on a pedestal and not be regarded in such a manner. The amendment changes the statement, quote, the human rights and individuality of sexual minorities should be respected in the general plan to the human rights and individuality of diverse people should be respected. And it was accepted by the special committee that reviewed it that same day. So, I mean, every time I look over, there's like I've missed the chat. Like it's already at the top. Like I see new stuff all the way at the top.
That's a good problem.
Oh, by the way, I want to address this real quick. Baki. I think that Funimation is going to lose the rights to Baki.
They never had. Well, they don't have them.
No. The old Baki, the one that they had.
Yeah, they don't have them. You think they have them still? It's probably long expired.
Perhaps on Blu-ray. Have we discussed this? Is that a thing?
We did discuss it, and I said how the original Baki, because it was made in the digital era, if it was somewhere in like Funimation, they wouldn't release a Blu-ray because it simply isn't in HD. However, if Discotech picks it up, they'll likely try and upscale it. Right, because they have AstroRes. Well, they would have done it without AstroRes anyway.
Also, he said, just so you know, I'm fine with the DVC Blu-ray season sets. That's cool, man. I mean, like I said, we are pointing out why Funimation can get away with keep on releasing those Blu-rays. We're not saying that there's inherently a flaw with them. It's just that because they aren't perfect, other people are bitching about it, right? So that's why Funimation can continually put out something new. Personally, just so you know, I don't even watch the show on Blu-ray. I watch the Orange Brick sets because I like being able to play the Faulkner music, right? I think that's the better way to watch the show.
I think they had the Faulkner music on the Blu-ray.
On the first,
did they? No, I could have sworn that they couldn't use it because of the lawsuit that Faulkner's group had.
Hold on, I ripped the first disc, the first episode of the Blu-ray, so I'm gonna get back to you on that.
Okay. Mike Glad says, not anyone in this video or in this group, but not everybody is OCD about keeping their DVD Blu-ray collection in good condition. True. So regarding the Blu-rays getting damaged. Yes, no, for sure. When I was a kid, my parents had to alert me that like one day, I've told this story before. One day when I was in art class, one of my classmates there was talking to me about the movie Boondock Saints and asking me if I had ever seen it. I told him I hadn't. So he the next day he's like, "Oh, don't worry, I'll lend you my copy." And so I get there and I'm expecting to get a copy of Boondock Saints, and he's like, "Hey, I've got it right here," and it's like the disc on his finger, and he hands it to me, and
I think you told us this one before.
Yeah, I told the story, but I'm like, I was dumbfounded, I don't know what happened to the case, and I'm like, well, all right, so.
You signed a contract. I am not held accountable for any.
That's basically what I do if I ever lend something out. I say, if you break, you buy it. Get wrecked.
Yeah, my wife got really upset at me when we were dating because when I would lend her a movie, I would take the slipcover off first. And she was offended by that, And I'm like, and I just the utility of it didn't make sense to me. Like, look, I can either take it off, and there's no chance that the slipcover gets destroyed.
Yeah.
Or I can trust you with it, which I do trust you with it. But if anything happened, do you really want it to tear us apart? Like
Lisa.
So Christopher Barker says, "Don't know if this is an unpopular opinion, but I don't care for DBZ Kai. It feels like a cash grab." Yeah, I don't.
Think
I'll say this.
Many people
I'll say
are.
This. Go ahead.
I don't think many people are. Opposed to that opinion. I think most people typically don't care for Kai. It's just people that are unaware that Kai is an edited version are like, yeah, cool. Yeah.
Well, I don't like Kai because Kikuchi score or whatever. There's no Faulkner, and I cannot stand calling Klinkenbeard as Gohan. Terrible dub.
Didn't they make Mr. Popo blue, or was that?
Mr. Popo is purple, I believe, or blue. Yeah, I can't remember.
Purple.
Digipack
was that only for the TV version, or did they do that for the home video master as well?
I'm not sure. I think it actually was only for the broadcast screenings. Imagine film lovers; those things are up in smoke. Rip Zolo. These are One Piece related things. Mm-hmm. Stupid question: how mainstream is anime these days? I answered this one. If too mainstream, we talked about that. VTubers, I find OnlyFans pointless. I'd rather watch Pornhub. And then I said they cleanse it. He said Pornhub cleanse. This will not.
And I was gonna reply to that comment. I was like, well, the OnlyFans stuff usually ends up on Pornhub. I was like, oh yeah, Pornhub cleansed. That's not on there anymore. Fuck.
Yeah. What does that. AC deserve? And earlier this year, wow, 500,000 in less than 24 hours. Oh yeah, for the.
You said earlier this year. It was like with an article that was posted last year. Today is.
So it appears this. The rip that I did does have both scores. Because if I go to audio options, there's 2 5.1 English tracks, 2 stereo English tracks, and 2 mono Japanese.
Oh.
That's interesting.
Also, Lance says, so like surprise butt sex enthusiasts? Oh, there goes that.
We just lost it.
I also like the orange bricks. Yes, probably would be perfect if it had the 4:3 aspect ratio instead of widescreen. Yeah, I agree. Kai was not good. Blue Popo, no. Okay, we're all caught up. All right, so I want to. I wish FDM were here for this. This is not. This is not going to be nearly as good without him. New Evangelion guidelines prohibit fan-created hentai and more. Just gotta get ready here. Okay. Oh, he's back.
Device is not connected. Up there he is.
Before I disconnected, that it appears that both tracks are on.
Yes.
Right. It seems like there's 6 tracks. Does it give you the option to like watch Japanese with the Faulkner score?
That's what it did on the Orange Brick.
Okay, it must, because it has 6 tracks. 2 of them are English 5.1, 2 of them are English 2.0, and then 2 of them are mono Japanese.
Why don't you pop the Blu-ray in and see what the audio menu says?
Dear God, let me read this. New Evangelion guidelines prohibit fan-created hentai and more. Studio Kara, the animation studio founded by Neon Genesis Evangelion creator Hideaki Anno, has released new guidelines for fan-created works. The new guidelines, which were released on December 28th on Studio Kara's official blog, list our unacceptable forms of fan work when using the Neon Genesis Evangelion franchise. The new guidelines come shortly after a collaboration event with art hosting site Pixiv. Shortly after a collaboration event with art hosting site Pixiv was announced. The guidelines are explicitly for those creating Evangelion fan works free of charge. So remember, one of you guys is going to need to super chat us for, I'm sure, the not forgotten to do it all MS Paint style Ava porn that Reese put together, right? Right on.
I did that? Oh, crap.
Remember last night when I said, remember, you must have some shitty fan-drawn Ava porn.
I forgot about it.
The deadline was today?
Yes. All right. So again, this says the guidelines are explicitly for those creating Evangelion fan works that are free of charge, meaning fan art released for free.
Oh, so that means you can make porn of Ava if you're doing it for money.
As long as you're prostituting out the characters, it's okay by them. The guidelines will speculatively be enforced on mainstream sites such as Pixiv and YouTube. Right, because the lewd stuff on YouTube
so
gets
you're saying I should post it on Pixiv.
Yeah. It's unknown.
I guess they don't have to worry about Pornhub anymore.
We just need to get verified, guys.
Ray Ayanami OnlyFans. It's unknown if this excludes things like hentai doujin at fan conventions. As such, it's possible that commercial fan works, including hentai, could be permitted. However, the guidelines are unclear. You can read some of the new guidelines for fan works based on Neon Genesis Evangelion below. So this is what it says, quote, "Please refrain from publishing creative works with the following expressions and contents.
I can't refrain, it's an addiction.
Those that aim to hurt the feelings, honor, or ideas of this work or others."
Of course, honor's involved with Japan.
No, the phrasing on that's a little weird. It was like, please. The original phrasing that I've seen on other articles was, "Please honor the spirit of the original work," or something like that.
Okay,
like,
so I'm only going to make a bunch of
they can only reenact the scene from
Shinji jacking it.
Right. Well, I think they mean don't make Shinji and Kaoru gay.
Oh.
No, just. Okay, whatever. All right. Okay, so the following expressions are in content, right? So that which excessively promotes or demeans a specific politic, religion, or belief.
Okay, so I have to put like Satanist imagery everywhere.
No, these are the things you're not allowed to do. Excessive. Thank you. Excessively violent or grotesque material. Pornographic material that is intended to be pornographic. Accidentally pornographic stuff is okay, though, all right? Other antisocial expressions. Those that infringe on the rights of others. Those that may be misconstrued as official works, meaning don't be as good of an artist as them or better. And please observe the following rules when posting material that uses part of an official work. Audio, video, still images, text, etc. as material. Now, guys, they don't want you...
in Braille?
They don't want you to post porn. They don't want you to honor any ideologies or anything because it could be, divisive. But I've got to tell you, I don't think Ava is one to talk, given all of their history. I mean, they've done some pretty messed up things. For anybody who doesn't understand, we've got Ava Unit 1 Hitler, Ava Unit 2 Robert Byrd, KKK Grand Wizard, kissing Hillary Clinton, and Ava Unit 0 Anthony Weiner sexting. So there you go. That's the delay. I hope it was worth it, Green Line.
This just did. It wasn't worth it.
Christopher Barker says, but do those audio options exist on all of the Blu-rays for Dragon Ball? Z.
All the Blu-rays, yeah.
The level sets, the original 9 Blu-ray sets, and then the new 30th anniversaries.
Wait, even the 30th anniversary?
No, he's listing them off to emphasize the question.
Yeah.
All right, so the guidelines are a stark departure from the usual symbiotic relationship of fan works and official publishers. Fan doujinshi are a common sight at conventions in Japan, including the internationally famous Comic-Cat. While the official English blog for Studio Kara directs readers to the Japanese guidelines, an official translation for the new Neon Genesis Evangelion guidelines has not been released. So the official blog only has it in Japanese. Now, what? This stupid story. Watched Hirohe's even stupider video on this. Don't know why I did. Well, did his have... But did his have historically accurate photos? I mean, did you get this from your other mistress?
Now, to be fair, to give him credit, he did make a pretty okay video on, what is it, Naruto's English voice actor flipping it on Twitter.
So I didn't watch that entire video, but I thought that the voice actor was kind of like the best. No, I didn't. Let me rephrase it. I didn't think the voice actor was the best as Naruto, but I thought that their response was fucking awesome on Twitter. They're like, "Why don't I come to the? I don't come to the bowling alley and teach you how to shine balls." Kind of like a comedian talking down to a heckler. Isn't that what they basically did?
I don't know. The way it looked like they didn't even understand what was going on because a fan of her
they got offended.
The one that tagged.
They got triggered so hard that they full on angry comedian getting heckled retaliation. It was amazing.
Well, the thing is, some guy was like, "Oh, blah, wasn't the best choice for the, but wasn't the best voice for the job." And then someone who was a fan of the Naruto dub or whatever said, "Oh, Mally Flanagan or whatever her name is, like tagging her."
They brought them into it.
Yeah, and then she said, "Stop tagging me on your terrible posts or whatever."
Yeah, don't tag me on your bad takes.
He didn't tag you. Your fanboy did.
The fan did, yeah. Yeah, just for reference, don't tag people that the original person complaining about didn't tag, because that person could have gone their whole life not knowing somebody had an issue with them. Like, all right, so in the follow-up to this, 20-year fan artist retires from Ray Art after studio's no Evangelion fan porn please request. So I'm just going to say...
Were they a fan porn artist?
The Sankaku Complex article for this is way better, but it's extremely explicit.
They give examples.
They give lots of examples. And I will just say,
is that linked in the doc?
It's not, but I can link it on the Discord. I'll just say that it is humanly impossible for you to not know this artist's work based on the Sankaku Complex one. Do I think superhero movies will go the way of the Western this decade? I don't know that I would say that superhero movies will. I think that that's still at the height of its draw, but Marvel and DC movies maybe, because they're starting to get into. So what made those movies great to the audiences that liked them was that they used really, 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 really old storylines. And then they've now let's weave it into the woke bullshit that we're trying to put out on comics that aren't selling now. And it's completely tanked. I think Wonder Woman 1984 bombed hardcore. And
that was just kind of like a bad movie in addition to that.
Well, yeah, it's a DC movie. They've all been terrible, except for Batman. But yeah, I don't think that superhero movies are going to go away, because I think that One Punch Man, My Hero Academia, The Boys, I think that the genre of making superhuman characters, sometimes as a parody, sometimes as its own iteration, I think that is a sort of a renaissance that is going to keep going for a little bit longer. And the only difference between what we've had in the past, characters with abilities versus characters with abilities, is that now the characters with abilities are wearing tights, for bringing back the in referring to One Punch Man and My Hero Academia. It's all anime has the Kamehamehas and the spirit guns and whatnot. But except for obviously the slice of life and whatever, but you get what I mean. But now if they're wearing tights while doing it, it's a superhero thing. Yes, I do think. I think that we will see this decade for sure. For sure, I think it will this decade. I read this as this year. I think before this decade, absolutely. Oh, he says, I hated Wonder Woman 1984 with a burning passion. Well, I don't know anything about it, but I hear it's bad. All right, so here. So this is the end of the line for Mogudan. Anime production company Studio Kara is pretty busy these days. Are they pretty busy these days? I think they're done.
They just finished off the biggest movie they're going to do this decade, or the only movie they can do this decade.
Yeah, so anime production... kind of interesting now to think about. Do you think that in all the discussions about the Demon Slayer movie, I haven't really thought about where the Eva films, the rebuilds, line up on those lists, but I haven't heard any of them making it. So anime production company Studio Kara is pretty busy these days. What with the long-awaited release of Evangelion 3.0 plus 1.0 thrice upon a time just a few weeks away. But on Monday, the company took a moment out of its packed schedule of last-minute promotions and links to other articles to put we already know this. Please refrain from posting Evangelion fan works that are specifically for pornographic purposes. Gasp, how dare they. Of course, some would argue that asking fan artists to not make Eva porn is the quickest way to motivate them to flood the internet with naked drawings of its central trio of Shinji, Asuka, and Rei. No Shinji, please. However, no Misato love, I guess. However, in the case of the last of those characters, no Gendo, there will be one less source of sexual. Jesus Christ. However, in the case of the last of those characters, there will be one less source of sexually charged artwork, as longtime fan artist Mogudan has suddenly and officially retired from drawing Rei fan art.
He's one might call him a Rei pissed.
Okay. I have become unable to continue drawing pictures of Rei Ayanami, says Mogudan, speaking through an illustration of One Punch Man's Tatsu Umaki. Going forward, I will not be making any illustrations of her, even on fan sites. Thank you for all your support over the years. In the future, I will be drawing art of other characters. I mean, I'll be real. I've always thought Ray was the least attractive character in Ava.
So you thought Shinji was more attractive?
Who is your waifu in Ava?
Yes. Shinji is more attractive than Ray. It's largely because of Spike Spencer's sexy voice over Amanda Wynn Lee. So the artist wasn't new to the Ava fan art scene either, with the announcement causing lamentations from I love this from Mogadon fans saddened by the end of a 20-year run of Ray art, with a piece just posted on December 24th, and online reactions have included, "I'm so sad to hear this. I liked Mogadon's version of Ray, and she was so sexy and cute, and I am truly indebted to you." Did they take one of them down?
All the times I've affected your work.
I thought one of the quotes. I'm pretty sure I read one of these quotes. It might have been on the Sankaku Complex one that said, "I think I would rather have more Mogudan than Evangelion 3.0 plus 1.0." So it says, while Mogudan doesn't specifically mention Kara's guidelines, the decision to end 2 decades of fan art one day after the studio's announcement hardly seems like a coincidence. Mogudan's Ray retirement has even promoted sad reactions and messages of thanks for the memories from English-speaking Twitter users, showing the artist had built up a worldwide fan base. And it's possible the potential for the potential for such a wide reach for adult fan art played a role in Kara's decision to ask artists to keep it clean in regards to Ava. Evangelion is part of a small group of anime that's earned respect and significance in mainstream media criticism, both in Japan and abroad, and perhaps its status as a prestige piece of the anime industry is making Kara more concerned about man. Yeah, so I'm not seeing anything in here about the thing that I thought was really funny. So I already said it. Anyway, we don't need to read the rest of it. Dan, did you need to say something?
No, I don't.
I wasn't sure if somebody's trying to cut in there. Does anybody want to say anything before I jump on to our final?
No.
Okay, so while I was searching the internet, and definitely not photoshopping this myself, I found something quite extraordinary, which is the next article we will be covering. What are you doing here? Why do you do this to me?
I'm ready.
Andy's gone.
1 sec.
Got it.
Count. I remember. I was just gonna say when I sent you the link to it was it was I think it was Hero Haze video, right? That I sent you that mentioned that Eva thing.
Uh-huh.
What was it I said? Like, see, Japan slowly starting to slip away or something like that?
Yeah. So, in other news, now that I have... whatever. Wea Burger says, "No! He made the best!" Referring to Mogadon. So, okay, let me just go ahead and...
it's just, it's all fun in games now. You can we can make these jokes, so there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying, it just seems like a very disturbing kind of like trend, or it could set a disturbing trend.
We're just gonna have to see where things go. I for one think that this is how you make things not mainstream anymore. Right?
Yeah, yeah, that's very.
It becomes true. We're like, not that I'm lamenting the loss of Ava porn, but we're gonna revitalize the fan fervor for things that are sold on the black market, so to speak. So anyway, guys, I want to read this headline to you, and then the article. Adolf Hitler wins Namibia's local election, says no plans to conquer the world. Adolf Hitler Unona, unlike his namesake, insists that he has no plans of world domination. He added, quote, "As a child, I saw it as a totally normal name. Only as a teenager did I understand that this man wanted to conquer the whole world." I just like the idea, like, what were his parents thinking? Like, it's not even a particularly good name. Like, a man named after Adolf Hitler, Unona, has emerged victorious in regional elections in Namibia. I don't even know where Namibia is. I can assume.
It's somewhere in South Africa.
Right. Unona beat his opponent by 1,196 votes to 213 and won the race for local councillor in Ompunja constituency in the Oshana region as per the official results. Unona represents the Southwest Africa People's Organization, which governs Namibia at the national level. He said that his father named him without realizing the connotations. Reported Bill, a German tabloid. I'm sorry. No. So like, this is how I like to picture this going on. So like in Namibia, it's so far behind the times that when his father had to name his son, they were just getting the Time magazine that named Hitler Person of the Year.
Oh God.
I will name my son after the Time Person of the Year.
He's a revolutionary. And then 3 years later, no, what have I done?
Yeah, however, unlike his namesake, Adolf Hitler Unona insists that he has no plans of world domination.
Which is exactly what someone that does have plans for world domination would say.
Yeah.
What's he plan to do? Liberate his country? Make things equal?
So, Unona said, quote, "As a child, I saw it as a totally normal name.
No.
Only as a teenager, I would just like to know all the other. I would just like to know all of the other names of the children, like in his class and in his village growing up. It's like a total normal name. Yeah, we've got Joseph Stalin. There's Adolf Hitler.
Joe Biden's over there picking his nose.
Pinochet's over in the corner there eating glue. Only as a teenager, I understand the man wanted to conquer the world. Uno jokingly said that his unusual moniker, quote, "doesn't mean I'm striving for world domination." He added that he believed it was too late to change his name. He normally just goes by Adolf. Unona added,
My friends call me Adolf.
Hey, the name's Hitler, but you could call me Dolph. Like, Unona added, "It wasn't until I was growing up that I realized this man wanted to subjugate the whole world. I have nothing to do with any of these things, only the good parts of Hitler,
I'm
like
black.
his name." He reiterated, "The fact I have this name does not mean I want to conquer Oshana, the region in northern Namibia where the Ompunja constituency is located. Namibia was a German colony between 1884 and 1915.
Oh no. That's why everything felt normal.
But like it ended before Hitler's rise to power. They were just big fans still. Like, so they were a German colony between 1884 and 1915 when the German army relinquished control. German colonists wiped out most of the Nama and Herero ethnic groups between 1904 and 1908.
Well, that's Germans, that's what they do.
They're efficient. Germany's colonial possessions were broken up following its defeat in the World War. After that, Namibia, through a League of Nations mandate, came under South African rule. Southwest Africa People's Organization was founded in 1960 as a response to the imposition of apartheid. and conducted guerrilla warfare as a campaign of protest. I think we have a group in the U.S. that's using similar tactics. Namibia gained independence in 1990, with Southwest Africa People's Organization taking the governing reins. Oh my God! Do you think there's any chance that his real dad is Hitler? Oh God. Well, that's it.
Who's the guy who claimed you named him?
Yeah.
I mean, his last name had to already be Hitler, right?
Christopher Barker says my body is ready for the last article. Hey, I want to ask you, Reese. This animation, is this new? That's new, isn't it? It used to just fade in, right?
What, the more you know?
No. This thing, it pops up and then shoots out. That's new, right? It used to just fade in and out, didn't it?
Maybe. I don't know.
Anyway.
Hold on.
Is there a My Hero Academia prequel manga? Yes. The one that covers the stuff that was in the movie for Two Heroes.
Oh, hello. That's weird.
No, we don't need to be doing that.
But it looks less like StreamYard. Here.
I find it's easiest to read.
That one's easier, yeah.
I think that's the easiest to read, and
that's pretty cool. I like that. It makes the
makes them feel more significant.
Yeah, it makes I'm not okay. So let's take off the here. Let's do this. Can you switch them? Like, see how it gets a little bit more. Yeah, I know in the settings we can like pop up the.
Yeah, this is an all.
Can you make a custom one where it's like the shape of a dong?
Maybe.
That's kind of. I like how this one it pops down out underneath the name.
Mm. I like the default one because it's the easiest one to manipulate that's the default in post.
The one we've been using is this is one. Yeah. This one's it's minimal. Yeah, this one's default.
I've already gone through all this and chosen to use this one.
Yes.
Because this one works better for switching between Facebook comments and all that. Anyway, so that's it, guys. That's the news today. We were supposed to watch Vexille, but here's what happened. So I downloaded the Blu-ray, and I didn't get. So all of the cedars, there were like one or two maximum, right? And they're Blu-ray, so they're pretty large. So I got to it early, and I got it downloaded like with a week and a half to spare. And then when I went to watch it, it's only in Japanese. Well, that's unfortunate. I can't do I just can't watch it dubbed, right? And then I'm like, all right, well, it's time to sit down and watch this movie again. And I put it on the VLC player, and I go to the subtitles, and it's only in Farsi, which is the like Arabic language.
You can use the program subtitle edit to translate the subtitle file.
Yeah, remember when I sent you that message said, "Hey, could anybody spare me the subtitle for?"
I didn't have
an SFV file, and I looked at all the different torrents on and none of them had separate SFV files.
All right. Well,
you mean
I can find it. File? I've done it before.
Or SRT files?
Yeah.
Well, you can Google online like Vexille English subtitle file or dot.
Yes, that's what I'm going to do. That's yeah. I was wondering if you guys already had one because or knew like a place to get anime ones because
I've done that before. And I have a program that can actually extract subtitles from files, but I'm not sure. I haven't had it work yet on a Blu-ray rip.
All right. But well, anyway, the bottom line for this discussion is that I haven't had a chance to rewatch it, and more importantly, I haven't had a chance to rewatch my old 6-hour review to write down my notes that are going to be the few that remain relevant today. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna.
So, is your Vexille review on your channel?
No.
It is not.
I couldn't render it. it was too big to render. I didn't have enough hard drive space, but I kept the source files on a portable drive. It will never get released. It's not a good review. It was more so the way that I did reviews.
Asking, was like you always had this thing about, if I already did a review, should not double up on the videos for the channel. So
I'm not going to release the review.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why.
Yeah. But the thing is that the way that I used to do reviews, I did them in basically one take, right? And so what I would do is I would just jump in onto the camera and go for it, right? And I would come up with what I was going to say under the pressure of doing it effectively live, right? Because I severely ADD and can't sit down and plan what I want to talk about very much in that sort of thing. So it's easier for me to get in front of the camera and go, and then whatever came to mind, I would
whittle it down later.
Right? And then what I would do is I would use that as my way of getting my thoughts out there, and then I would review the footage and then take notes, and then if that original take wasn't good enough, I would go at it again with a little bit more direction. You know what I mean? But this movie, which is only like an hour and a half, I was able to talk about going 6+ hours, right?
Jesus.
I don't know how you could do that.
Well, it's because it's not so much about the movie so much as what the movie represents in the real world that I was talking about. So I was spending a lot of time. I used it as a vessel to research different avenues of things that I was seeing being referenced in the movie. And that was a can of worms that just kept on giving for months and months and months of my life. To the point where I was like, the video, it's a 6-hour long review is unwatchable. It's unwatchable, right? Even if it's fantastic, it's unwatchable for a review to sit with. It's like one guy with one camera angle talking and not even using clips back then, just putting screenshots up, right? It's not engaging enough, right? So, but it got me to look at a lot of things that I otherwise wouldn't have looked at, and like really was kind of alarming with the eugenics stuff in our history, and still to this day sort of going on. So it was an interesting experience to analyze the film and basically the cautionary tale that it was attempting to give us, right? So I want to rewatch it. I do have some notes on the film itself, some deliberate things that I found very interesting while I was researching the movie and like analyzing the different kanji that they used and whatnot. And so I'll definitely bring that stuff up when we do the podcast watch club for that. But I'll leave behind a lot of the extra, backstory stuff that now I don't even have to explain because we've already lived through it. So like a lot of the stuff that at the time was fringe conspiracy minded stuff is actually sort of mainstream ideas now. So that saves me a lot of trouble. Anyway, yeah. So let's
flat Earth theory.
No, nothing like that. Just it'll be a whole big thing. We'll see how it goes. Anyway. So that's it for the podcast. Unless you guys want to talk about something else, have you guys been watching anything neat?
Did you want to? Thinking about like year in review kind of thing.
Yeah.
Did you want to do something kind of like that, or like what was the best thing you've seen this year?
Let me pull up our list since you went to the trouble of actually doing it, making the list. I mean, Dan's going to have his own list, but let's see. So, also, I'll invite all of our viewers to join our Facebook group and our Discord.
Mm-hmm. Viewers, what was your favorite thing that you watched in the Watch Club this year?
Yes.
Dan watched Mob Psycho. I think that's his favorite thing.
It was good.
Here's the watch.
Click on that one.
All right. So we watched The Girl Who Leapt Through Time,
Really?
Marduk Scramble.
That feels like ages ago.
It was January of last year. Amon Saga, The Weathering Continent, Inu X Boku Secret Service, The Hentai Prince and the Stony Cat, Pantheon Stocking with Garter Belt, Cat Planet Cuties, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Diamond is Unbreakable, in the live action movie, No Game, No Life, Aura Battler Dunbine, and Garji's Wing and Wings of Ring, Master of Mesquitan, Bastard, Boy and the Beast, Watamote, Hells, Goblin Slayer. Shit. That's the answer to this question is going to get real hard. The Rising of the Shield Hero Season 1, Bacano, Case Closed Episode 1. Hey, bro, we're missing our closed parentheses here.
God damn it.
Tokyo Revelation, which was actually way better than I thought it was going to be. Anohana, which you guys watched. This is when I was out for a little bit. Recovery of an MMO Junkie. How Heavy Are the Dumbbells You Lift? Girls Last Tour. Relife Aquarian. Bloodlust Vampire. The Helpful Fox Senko-san. Millennium Actress. The Promised Neverland. Summer Wars. Ninja Scroll the Movie. Ninja Scroll the Series. Mob Psycho 100. And
Season
2. And Tokyo Godfathers. So those were 2020's watch clubs.
God damn.
So I'll tell you that for me,
Shield Hero.
the top things I watched this year is going to be between Promised Neverland. Okay, I'm not going to count things that I had already seen prior to this year. Okay, because I don't want to have to factor how much I like Bacano again. So Promised Neverland, Shield Hero, and Goblin Slayer, but I definitely like Shield Hero more than Goblin Slayer. And Master of Mesquitan, and then JoJo. I would say I think Shield Hero was definitely the best. Maybe JoJo right behind that. I'm kind of actually tied, I think, on Master of Mesquitan and Goblin Slayer. Because I just loved how clever Mesquitan was.
Master Mesquitan and Promised Neverland.
Oh, yeah, sure. I screwed up on... Yeah, I don't know where Promised Neverland goes. It's definitely up there, though. I would say Shield Hero, then Promised Neverland. Like, right below it. And it's largely just because of Bitch and Whore, or whatever, Skank, or whatever they called her.
Trash and Bitch.
Oh, shit. I shouldn't be saying this because Dan hasn't watched it yet. But yeah, I would definitely say that those were my top 5 at least. What about you guys?
Shield Hero, Promised Neverland.
I'm going to link this into the private chat for you guys if you want to pull it up and be able to look at it more freely.
Shield Hero, Promised Neverland, Hentai Prince.
Hentai Prince was definitely good.
God damn it.
I just linked it in the private chat. If
you have the whole list. Oh, in the private chat. Okay.
Yeah.
Here, let's take a look.
Damn, No Game, No Life was pretty good too, though.
Mm-hmm.
Still loading on mine.
But you didn't like the movie, though.
Oh, no, the movie sucked ass. Fucking terrible movie.
I'm going to say my favorite one is obviously going to be Bacano. I'm not going to use your rules.
Yeah, that's fine.
That
was my way of avoiding giving a rating to Aura Battler Dunbine. Watamote was okay. Not fantastic, but better than I thought it was going to be. The only reason I will down value Goblin Slayer is because I wanted it to be... like, in the first episode, when Goblin Slayer shows up, there's like an electric guitar riff.
Yeah.
Goodbye, FDM. And I wanted it to be like that every time he showed up, like a hardcore metal, like da 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 da. Yeah. Like, and then he just goes and slays everything, like Doom Guy.
Just be badass the entire thing.
Yeah, like that's what I wanted, and I was just a little bit disappointed. Like I'm glad I liked the direction the show went, but I wanted it to be a little bit more too angry to die kind of thing, and it didn't quite get that. I'm not saying it wasn't still really worth watching, but then Shield Hero was just like hold my entire keg instead of hold my beer. It was that much better, you know.
Yeah. Hold my beer and my wings. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Okay, so I got the list up and I'm connected again.
Yes, you are.
So, Hentai Prince, I'm just going in the order that we watch it. Hentai Prince, JoJo. I have seen No Game No Life before, so if we're going off Brad's logic, I can't include that, but that would probably
You can. I'm just saying that's not.
I didn't
going to
watch
go
it
off
this
of that.
year, though, so technically it doesn't count for me either way. Let's see. Yeah, Shield Hero.
I really liked my rewatch of Anohana quite a bit, but a lot more than I thought I was going to. I mean, I love the. I've seen the show before, but I mean that's gonna be. I'll place that up there as well.
But
Yeah,
if
well,
you use Brad's logic, then you can't count that.
That's a show that I would have loved to have watched, and now probably won't have a chance to for a long time. Same thing with freaking how heavy are the dumbbells you lift. Like,
oh, yeah.
you guys just like knocked out all these shows that I was waiting for time to be able to watch. Recovery of an MMO Junkie. You really did me dirty there, guys. Anyway, I think I need to get out of here because it's getting kind of late. I've given my thoughts on that, and I will catch up with what you guys had to say. If you want to continue going, Reese, will you be able to shut down the stream for me later?
Yeah. Quick question before you do go. Next podcast is going to be when?
It's actually really hard to say now because of the whole work thing.
Right.
Possibly Tuesday, which again we're kind of like spacing these out a little bit closer together, which is still better. But just for this little cluster of them, because I'm trying to rank up our watch time a little bit because we are hemorrhaging it quite badly right now. But I'm not sure. I'll just have to give you guys
Tuesday. I have something.
Okay, well, we'll figure it out. All right, I gotta kind of get out of here though. Anyway,
right.
I actually gotta go myself, so I'll catch you guys later.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if you were still there, Dan.
Yeah, no,
I was gonna tell them to say goodbye to you if you came back. All right, guys. So yeah, sorry to dip out right now, but I really gotta help my wife.
Go. Have a good one, guys.
It's been longer than I told her it would be.
Too.
I'll talk to you later.
I guess we'll probably be ending it then. All right. Well,
what's up?
I guess we'll probably be ending it unless
I have like two things.
You still have more stuff to say? Okay, go ahead.
Then real life.
I'll catch up on the outside. I'll watch the rest of the stream and catch up for our
Real Life
discussions.
and Mob Psycho. Those are my last two.
So, yeah.
Liked all those.
Oh shit! He'd take the stream with him. Hang on.
I feel like, hey Brad, if you're watching this later, I feel like your solution to dealing with our podcast is by splitting it up. But each time we split it up, it's like if you clone something, except our clones are equally as long. So, so the solution doesn't really solve it. But yeah. I guess that was the idea, though, to give us more watch time.
All right. So where do you want me to scroll to? We got our battlers.
I already listed them all off.
Oh, I know, but I have something on the screen for people to look at. So, what did you think of Ghost Lost Tour? This one.
I didn't really know what I wanted to expect out of it, besides, like, I guess them finding civilization or restarting civilization and being self-sustaining.
Yeah.
But otherwise, it was just a tour of, look at this place. Oh, look at this place. And I didn't really feel a drive for anything.
Yeah. I was pleasantly surprised by this one. But, you know, again, kind of left unfulfilled at the end. And then we got Real Life, which I was really surprised. I was pleasantly pleased with Real Life. But again, you know, could have had one more episode at the end.
Yeah.
What else? Oh yeah, my rewatch of Millennium Actress with the dub was fantastic. Rewatch most of the stuff that I watched I've already seen, sadly. Like the only new
literally all of the things on your list you're not able to put on your list.
Let me see. I watched
Murdoch Scramble was not good. I didn't even finish it. I only watched like one of the movies.
You need to finish it. I liked it. I don't care. Wuthering Continent I had not seen before. I watched that one. I watched Inaboku's Secret Service. Hentai Princess, Chinese Cat. This is stuff that I had not seen before that I watched.
So you've seen Aura Battle Done.
I skipped Aura Battle Done. A bunch of these I didn't even watch. Like, seen this one before. I did not watch that one. That's a new one I watched. That's a new one I watched. Seen this one before. Seen that one before. Seen these before. Skipped Aura Battle of Dunbine and Guardian Wing and Wings of Rion. I think I watched 1 episode or 2 episodes of Master of Mesquiten.
I'll say I actually liked Master Mesquiten much more than I expected.
Skipped Bastard. Seen Boy and the Beast. Did not see Watamode. Seen Hells before. Seen Goblin Slayer before. Seen Rising of the Shield Hero before. Obviously seen Bakana before. I guess I did watch episode 1, the special, and I think I did watch the actual episode 1 from the TV series, but
I watched like 5 episodes of the TV series and didn't watch the movie.
Tokyo Revelation, that's the one with the internet demons, right?
I guess I didn't watch that one.
I think it is. I had not seen that one before. Seen Anohana before. Seen Recovery from a Junkie. Seen Recovery from How Heavy Are the Dumbbells. Have not seen Girls Lost Tour. Have not seen Ring Life. I did not watch Aquarian. I have seen Blood Lost Vampire. I had not seen Helpful Fox Tenko-san. That was pretty fun to watch.
Yeah, that was a nice chill series.
Seen that one. Seen this one. Had not seen the series. Seen that one.
Seemed like most of it.
I guess I had a pretty even share of not seeing for the ones that I actually did watch, I guess.
So Christopher Barker has presumably the last comment of the night. Are the My Hero Academia OVAs on the Blu-ray?
No.
None? Like not even one?
Nope. None of them.
Well, there's your answer, Christopher.
So, there's like, as far as I know, okay, no, I take that back. There are 2 manga OVAs, which were released with volumes of manga in Japan, that are like the Training of the Dead and the Rescue Training, which are in the opposite order of what I just said, actually. And then there are 2 OVAs that were streamed on Funimation and Hulu or whatever, that are season 4 OVAs that Funimation has dubbed, but they're not releasing it with season 4 part 2. And then there's 1 OVA, which is the Hero Note, which is a recap episode of season 1. That is on season 2 part 1. That's the only OVA that I can think of that's actually on the home video releases.
OVAs of this style are the things that make me really mad. Like, I just don't like OVAs as a whole. Just make it part of the core series.
Yeah.
But the thing, these OVAs that they tack on to a manga are the type of thing that they're so insignificant that they're not worth putting in the series, right? But it's enough to make you pissed off that you're not able to watch it.
But as a completionist, you want it.
Exactly, that's the point.
There's 9 Attack on Titan OVA, or 8 or 9 Attack on Titan OVA episodes that were we only got 4 of them, I think, that were bundled with manga volumes that were sub only, DVD only.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like you're cucking the customer.
Yeah.
Obviously, in Japan, it's like, incentive to buy the manga.
Well, I don't speak Japanese.
Japanese.
So
yeah, you get OVAs.
Also, that time I got reincarnated as a slime OVAs. There's 5 of those, and Funimation has dubbed 4 of them so far. Are they going to release them on disc or something?
I hope.
I would love to own it. I mean, I've watched them all.
I at least with Slime, 5 OVAs you could release in a collection on its own and not be upset about it.
I guess.
For all the flack Gonzo gets, Funimation has released like a bunch of Gonzo series which have like exactly 24 episodes, no OVAs or strings attached, and I just really appreciate shows like that.
Yeah. I mean, like most shows are like that, really. I mean, like Rise of the Shield Hero has, no OVAs yet, or
Yet.
you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, but there's so many. I'm just saying that I guess as like one specific studio that consistently seems to do it. Though, oh wait, no, I was gonna say, but Full Metal Panic has OVAs, but then I was wait, that's when KyoAni took over, so so Gonzo's still clear.
All right, take care, Christopher.
Yep.
Hope to see you next
See
time.
you later.
All right, we're probably gonna, unless you got something else you want to say, we're probably gonna dip out here.
Not really. Looking forward to this new year. It's already off to a good start for me. So yeah.
All right. Well, remember to like, subscribe for those of you who are still here, and those who are maybe rewatch, see the archived version. Remember to like and subscribe and ring the bell for notifications, because we are kind of irregular sometimes, but for the most part we are pretty regular, I guess. All right. Well, see you later.
See ya.